New York Post, rich socialist gives advice to his followers, convince them in joining polycule relationships. I know some people are going to think this is real. Yeah. What else do we got? We got the rage bait clip. Oh, here's Cinna. Apparently Cinna was trying to type in my chat.
Way. Oh my God. You know what? I should ult. Maybe I should ult and I should cry to Hassan that Ron is shaming women and get Hassan to beat him up. Thoughts?
Having a hard time with that unmute button.
Why can't I turn it? Yo, Ivor Glenn, thank you for the 10. Thank you.
Read the IPC report.
Why is my Twitch break? Hassan,
read it in sorrow.
What do you feel about women's rights and defending
but as
them?
Names and
Need
lives.
you to beat up
Be in
Ron.
no doubt that this is irrefutable testimony.
Her chat's going, bad timing, Cinna. Bad timing, Cinna. Don't do it, Cinna. I just realized that, like, what a crazy thing I do on this otherwise entertainment focused platform, where, like, at any given moment when you tune into my broadcast, like, I'm talking about, you know, Israel's mass starvation policies or something, and it's like all of my peers are just like having fun. They want to do fun stuff. Just realize, yeah, this is probably an unapproachable barrier. You click on my stream and I'm just like literally at 8 hours throughout the day at any given moment. There's no good timing on the stream. It's always bad timing on the stream. Just realized. Yeah, I did actually just realize, because it's so normal to me that, like, in my mind, this is all I know. This is all I do. And now it makes sense as to why. It makes sense as to why people are like, maybe I shouldn't call him right now for fun shit.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bad timing, bad timing, bad timing, bad timing, bad timing.
Famine.
It wasn't like this 2 years ago for obvious reasons. Yeah. Yeah, this is a classic clip from Maya. Hold on.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't. I apologize. I did not read at the. No, I'm so sorry. No, and also to clarify, it's free Palestine all day. That's how I feel, okay? That's how I feel. I've said it before. I'll say it again, bitch. Free Palestine, okay? Now, let me just read the room for two. Oh my God, that's so bad. I'm so sorry.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, so that's where the "It's Free Palestine" clip comes from, I guess, initially. That's what led to because I saw the "It's Free Palestine" clip and I was like, where did this come from? Like, what's going on here? And it turns out it was because she clicked on the stream and I was talking about some horrifying things that Israel's doing. That's funny. I mean, it's sad state of affairs, but it's kind of funny. Start and end of the stream are the only times, law. That's not true. That's not true. I need to be better at that. I need to be more accommodating to my peers. Okay, that's what I need to do. It's both very serious, but it doesn't always have to be so serious. But this was a very funny clip from Maya. Look,
I'm always scared to call Hassan when he's live because he's always talking about something tragic and it looks like I'm out of touch.
he just says the N-word.
Yeah,
he 100%
see,
said.
I'm not calling Hassan. I'm not calling Hassan. Not now. I have to call him when he's offline.
That's so ridiculous, dude. That's so stupid. What a ridiculous what ridiculous timing, dude. What ridiculous timing. You gotta watch the newest Internet Historian video. It's so fucking funny. Internet Historian is back. What happened? I thought he was gone. I thought people like yelled at him or something. 5 hours news, 3 hours fun shit. Mods ban Hasanabi. He's spamming. Nah, good luck. Honestly, anyone calling, you should just start with 10x Free Palestine. Yeah, that's what we should be doing. Cutie doesn't have these problems. Yeah, they don't realize that you don't have to care about whatever I'm talking about. Because if you call me like I'm accommodating, I'm gonna pick up the phone and I'm gonna entertain whatever is going on in your life. Which is why when Cutie calls, she just boulders through that. She just doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? She just boulders through it. She doesn't give a shit, which is why it's great. Unless it's Austin. No, Austin is Austin does it too.
Bro fell for the rage bait. That's not rage bait. You're a fucking asshole. What do you mean I fell for the rage bait? You said something mean. You said something mean and I didn't like it. So I responded. The fuck are we talking about? We can't give rage bait validity. We can't have that be an excuse when people are being a dickhead.
I think this mentality is straight up a byproduct of algorithm brain rot, algorithm driven, anonymous, anonymity driven brain rot that makes people more vicious. Because like every era of the internet has had a different version. It's like, oh, I'm trolling, right? And it's fine, sure, you're trolling, but when you're anonymous and you're trolling, there's like haha trolling. You could just be like, I think your best fit was when you did the ramen noodle fit. Like that's haha trolling. It's not haha trolling if you're just straight up being like a white supremacist. And it's not rage bait either. That's just you being that's a different thing. Okay? That's a different thing. What do you mean you're rage baiting? You just did an entirely separate thing. Yeah, you made me rage, okay? But that's crazy. Rage baiting is like not understanding how to press E when your friend is teaching you a video game. No, yeah, or trolling. Rage baiting is when you tell the streamer in the chat when he's starting a new video game. Is that what you're trying to say? Like when he's starting a new video game, you tell him to like hit the wrong command so he like flies off the car or something. Or when a streamer is like trying to fix something and everybody goes, "Oh, hit Alt F4," right? Like that's rage baiting. That's trolling. Okay, press Alt F4, press Alt F4, and that can get annoying too. But like that's a different thing. That's a different thing than you just being a bad person. It's just, yeah, you're muted. Saying you're muted. Streamer, you're muted. I can't hear you. That kind of thing. Why am I giving you techniques of being annoying, chat? That's crazy. I should scale that one back for sure, you know? Or people posting Fs in the chat to make it seem as though I'm actually experiencing significant drops, you know? Fake Fs.
Because now we can just ha our way out of the situation. I personally, I can't do that. If you said some fuck shit, I might have to call you out on that. Sorry. Oh, bro fell for the rage bait. Fuck you. You said something mean. It doesn't have to be like you said something mean to me. If you say something mean to somebody else, some out of pocket shit, someone called for a shit, I have to call you out on it. What the fuck you mean rage bait? Yeah, it elicited rage because it was some shit. It was some bullshit. It was some bullshit. You said some bullshit. So of course.
True. Slapping rage bait on literal disrespect and hate when trying to gaslight you into feeling weak because you responded in a real way. Don't worry, joy bait is becoming a trend. I wish. I think the vibes are getting more fucked. All right. The vibes are getting more and more fucked online. It sucks. Also, here's Eric Adams posting. Mayor Eric Adams, 64 versus 33. A lifetime of hard work versus a silver spoon. The results speak for themselves. The weight of the job is too heavy for Mom Scrawny. The only thing he can lift is your taxes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, first of all, I hate being an annoying ass forum police here, but like Eric Adams is a lifelong lifter and he's obviously in great shape for his age. Having said that, as a lifelong lifter, he knows better. Why are you? Two things. One, making fun of someone for not being able to put up big weight is a big no-no. Okay? That's number one. Making fun of someone for not being able to put up big weight is a major no-no in gym circles. Okay? Only the weakest, most insecure people do that. That's number one. Number two, the only time when you can do that, the only time when it's valid is if someone is very clearly insecure about that and is behaving in like a way, like when they're doing it to other people. Like, it would be valid if I were to, for example, turn around and make fun of Eric Adams for demonstrating the worst form in spite of the fact that he knows that you're supposed to bring the bar all the way down to your chest, for example.
Let's go.
Okay? Instead of this half rep bullshit. Okay? He knows better. And he's also in the process of making fun of another man for not being able to put up too much weight. And this is only 135 pounds. It's not like it's big weight, Eric. Do a fucking full rep then, Eric. Why are you talking shit? Anyway, but I still do think his spotter is also holding his bar. It's just like, it's just messed up. It's messed up. It's messed up to like dunk on someone for not being able to put up big weight. That's so stupid, I think.
Let me get three. Yeah. Let's go.
Why are they also, are they saying he was just like holding it up the entire time? Is that what it is? Is that because he's still super hands-on with his I mean, his spotter is like, in both circumstances, this spotter is putting his hands on the bar, which is somewhat of a no-no. I mean, it's like it varies, I guess, gym by gym. Everyone's got their own seasoning on how they would do it. But like in my gym, you're not supposed to touch it until the bar goes down. Okay. As long as the bar path is clear and as long as the bar is going up, you're not supposed to touch it until lockout. The only time where you actually touch it, the only time where you intervene and put your hands on the bar is if the bar starts going down. Also, yeah, look at Eric Adams. Nobody is fucking with Eric Adams. And look at Zoran. Everybody loves it. It's the same spotter. No, I know. Look at Zoran's wrist. They should be straight on the negative. Yeah, Zoran, it doesn't lift weights. He talked about it.
Let me get 3.
He does not. It's the same spotter, same location. While he's talking shit about the weights, nobody's pointing out the huge crowd difference. I know. You said you might take the day off. ... Just couldn't stay away, huh? Your time, knowledge, caring attitude, and dedication is appreciated. Thanks, chatter. Get your boy in the gym with you. I think he's a little busy. Okay? He's a little busy to get in the gym. Also, not everybody has to lift weights. I mean, I'm a fan of weightlifting. It's not a secret. Secret's out. Okay? You guys know this already. Having said that, it's not for everybody. As long as you're healthy, as long as you're like doing something, right? And you're getting active. Stop spouting bro science. Sure, keep spouting bro science nonsense. Friends with Bradley Martin. Yeah. Okay, dude, this is how you successfully rage bait. Wait, what? I'm confused. Were you trying to rage bait me or something? Isn't lifting weights the only way to build muscle though? No. What? No. Any kind of physical exercise that you do with regular frequency, like calisthenics or even like walking, is going to eventually tear your muscle fibers down and rebuild it. Like you can swim, you can walk, you can run, you can fucking jump around enough times. Like your body is going to respond to it. You can do yoga, Pilates. There are a million different ways. And obviously, like weightlifting specifically is the most effective. It just like cuts out all the middleman. It's the most effective way to break your muscles down and then to rebuild it, of course. And I don't know. I think placing a lot of emphasis on your bench press is very, very silly. It's silly shit. Would it be cool if Zoran could just like put up 2 plates easy for 10? Yes. Do I care that he is having a hard time with 135? No, I don't. Put the policies in the bag, little bro. That's it for me. That's all I care about. Okay? Put the policies in the bag. You're a politician. And the good policies, not the bad ones. I have a slimmer upper body, so I use 10 pounds and 50-pound dumbbells and then swim in the ocean. It works perfectly well. Can't bench more than 1 plate, though. Yeah, who cares? This is not like I hope we're not getting to a point where we're unironically making the argument that like what you bench is indicative of who you are, like what your worth is as a politician. Okay? Because first and foremost, as someone who can outbench, and bench press is not my best. Okay? I'm double jointed, long arms, many complications, many issues. Not my best lift by a wide margin. Having said that, that's not, I can still outlift most people. And I think it's very stupid to place any emphasis on this whatsoever. Okay? It's ridiculous. Yeah, what else? Are we just going to demand politicians whip it out? Hey, it's a meet off. Sir, do you want my vote? I need to see your penis. Down to the root, okay? Shove the goddamn ruler down to the root. Give it a good pull. I need to see what we're looking at, okay? It's a meet off. We are not, it's cock inspection time. We are not actually voting for anybody until we see 7, okay? Until we see 7. Thick 8, automatic victory. Sponsored by Cock Dog. It's so dumb, you know? Anyway, oh, here's Dua Lipa saying Free Palestine at the DJ Snake.
Free Palestine. 2, 3. One time.
Dua!
1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. And free Palestine.
Tusi Dide said that the society that separates its scholars from its warriors will have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting done by fools. I'm of the mindset that you should be a multifaceted person that focuses on improving all aspects. Okay, you know, hit some reps in the gym and then hit some reps in the library. Build your brain, build your muscle. It's all good. It's all good. It's just that I think some people place some weird amount. Some people place a weird amount of emphasis on this shit. You can geolocate it.
Yeah, I guess I should also say I'm a virgin, but yes, I have the basic idea.
Yeah, it's unfortunate RNG, but you have other tools at your dispense here. That you
Unfortunate
Yo,
RNG.
bro, there needs to be a show called. There needs to be a show called "What Goes On in a Dab's Mind." Brother, what the fuck did you just say? Unfortunate RNG?
Yeah, it's a
Say,
bad
I'm a
spawn.
virgin,
It's a
but
bad
yes.
spawn. It's a bad spawn. He's right. Unfortunate RNG.
I have the basic idea.
Yeah, it's unfortunate RNG, but you have other tools at your dispense here that you could use. You know what I mean? Like Nella said, and like Hassan said, you know, you're just gonna have to, you know, max out the other attributes.
One day I gotta do a hinge, and then I gotta do y'all control my hinge.
Inherent class debuff respawn. That VPN clip is incredible. He said not dispensary. He said dispense here at your disposal. Can't believe you platformed a fake micro. I think technically it might be a real micro, but it's all good. Oh yeah, what is this? Zoran's doing a crazy new thing. Scavenger hunt. The game is afoot, or a train, or a bus. Post along the way with Z scavenger hunt. This man's out here making games. Making games out of like the mayoral race is crazy. He's making new metas now. He's gone above and beyond. Line for scavenger hunt stretches all around Union Square. Wow. If I knew this shit was popping off, I would have flown out specifically for this. I would have flown out specifically for this. I would have participated in this and I would have filmed the process. It would have been dope. God damn. It's incredible. This is the OG scavenger hunt video. Let's see.
Hello, my friends. I have to come clean. I have something to hide. Many things in fact.
The reason why he's okay, so for those of you who don't know, what's going on here, the reason why he has a bag of chips in his hands is because you keep saying you fly to New York City, I ain't seen you. Yeah. You would get mobbed by fans, no shot. I think it would be fun in and of itself. You are not as tapped in as you thought, huh? Yeah, that's true. I'm not. So the reason why he's holding a bag of potato chips is because last week an article came out exposing one of Mayor Eric Adams's boosters for trying to bribe a journalist with a bag of potato chips. The story is hilarious because it is very Eric Adams, okay? And does anyone have a link to the article? Because I really need to show you some of the choice quotes from this article. A former top City Hall advisor and current campaign confidant to Mayor Eric Adams attempted to give money to a reporter from the city following a campaign event in Harlem Wednesday. Now, what's really funny about it is that she apparently walked up and had one of those like Chinese red letters. And I believe she's also Chinese. Like the booster is Chinese. And if you have any Chinese relatives like I do, you know this already, or if you're Chinese yourself, red envelopes are big, okay? This like Chinese New Year, you get a red envelope, there's money in it, it's a whole process, okay? It's great. So she was doing that. She was using that meta to bribe a fucking journalist. But you can't just like give a real red envelope filled with cash. So she chose to dump it in a bag of potato chips. A former top City Hall advisor and current campaign confidant to Mayor Eric Adams attempted to give money to a reporter from the city following a campaign event in Harlem Wednesday. The failed payoff, a wad of cash in a red envelope stuffed inside an open bag of hers sour cream and onion ripple potato chips, was made by Winnie Greco, a longtime Adams ally who resigned last year from her position as the mayor's liaison to the Asian community after she was targeted in multiple investigations. She resurfaced recently as a consistent presence in his reelection campaign. On Wednesday, City Hall reporter Katie Honan spotted Greco near the announcement of the opening of Adams' new campaign office in Harlem. Greco later texted Honan after the event when she spotted her again and asked her to meet across the street from the campaign office next to a TD Bank. Greco and Honan walked to the Whole Foods next door. While inside the store, Greco handed Honan the open bag of chips with the top crumpled closed. Honan, thinking it was an offer of a light snack, told Greco more than once she could not accept the chips, but Greco insisted she keep them. The two parted ways. Before entering nearby subway station, Honan opened the bag and discovered a red envelope inside stuffed with cash, at least one $100 bill and several $20 bills. The reporter then called Greco and told her she could not accept the money and asked if she was still nearby so she could give it back. Greco said she'd left the area. Honan told her she had to take the money back, and Greco said they could meet at some point in Chinatown. The reporter then texted Greco, "I can't take this. When can I give it back to you?" She did not get a response. In an interview later Wednesday, the city asked Greco what her intention was in handing money to the reporter. This part is amazing. In response, she said she'd made a mistake and apologized over and over. "I make a mistake," she said. Okay, that's fucking rude, by the way. Like, the journalists here are kind of fucking up. Like, you don't have to, you can correct the grammar, okay? You don't have to put the accent in there. That's wild. Anyway, she said, "I'm so sorry. It's a culture thing. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad right now. I'm so sorry, honey." She then called the city back, advising that we call her attorney, Stephen Brill, and adding, "Can we forget about this? I try to be a good person. Please, please, please don't do in the news nothing about me. I just wanted to be her friend," Greco added. "I just wanted to have one good friend. It's nothing. I just wanted one friend, dude. Why? Why? Everyone is no friends in the industry. Everyone is fake." Is this why people get weirded out when I hand them cash at the gym? This is cute type of corruption. We need more of this. This is why I love Eric Adams, because his orbiters, like the people that he has surrounded himself with, are exactly like Eric Adams, from all different walks of life, from every type of background. Okay? They are so perfect. They are exactly like Eric Adams. This is the most Eric Adams style bribery scheme, because it's like $200, first of all. Like, it's not, like, it's just $200. Like, that's not exactly a big enough bribe to really to truly purchase a journalist, I suspect, right? Anyway, then her lawyer says, "I can see how this looks strange," Brill said, "but I assure you that Winnie's intent was purely innocent. In the Chinese culture, money is often given to others in a gesture of friendship and gratitude. Winnie is apologetic and embarrassed by any negative impression or confusion this may have caused." Amazing. It's just my culture. It's fine. It is pretty cool that, like, Eric Adams was doing such, like, low level corruption, because both what he got from the Turkish government in return and the Turkish government's demands were so minor. They were so low level. It's hilarious. Like, he got free trips to Turkey and, like, better flight accommodations and, like, free hotels, or, like, rerouting trips through Turkey just so he could get, like, free trips. And in exchange for that, he got, like, the fire marshals to clear the Turkish embassy, even if it wasn't up to fire code, and also a promise that he would not recognize the Armenian genocide, or rather wouldn't make a big deal about the Armenian genocide. Like, that's all. Both parties involved here are playing. What is happening? Both parties involved here are playing such a fucking silly ass game. Like, Like, it made me kind of fucked up as a Turkish American. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, bro, Israel gets to do whatever the fuck it wants. Israel is making politicians do gymnastics on the penis. Meanwhile, Turkey's like, please, please, sir, just don't recognize the Armenian genocide, or if you will, just don't make a big stink about it. Like, don't make a big show about it. It's like, dude, are you serious? Like, do better corruption. What is this? Do better corruption. I think it's fucked up. Oh my God. Anyway, but that's the reason why he's holding up a bag of potato chips here.
Because we're doing a scavenger hunt. No. Actually, we are doing a scavenger hunt across New York City tomorrow, Sunday, August 24th, starting at 2 p.m. Here's how it'll work. You'll solve a series of clues all related to a very particular theme in New York City history, each of which will take you to the next location, all accessible by public transit. When you arrive at the location, look for a campaign volunteer who will mark off your card and give you a clue to the next location. At the first stop, you'll get this card. At the final stop, you'll find a special surprise, not a wad of cash. So make sure you go all the way to the end. But don't take too long. You need to get to the final location between 5:30 and 7 p.m. Stay tuned for the first clue in a video tomorrow morning. Figure out the location and meet us there at 2 p.m. on Sunday to get your card and start the hunt. I'll see you tomorrow with the first clue. Hello, my friends.
He's buying votes with fun and games. Yeah, this is incredible, dude. I mean, it's so smart. A great way to activate a lot of people. It's brilliant. What can I say? It's spectacular. It's brilliant. And you're getting so many free impressions out of this. But more importantly than all of the social media that comes out of this, you have, like, you create a sense of community. You get people outside. You get people working over the same goals. Like, you get people working in the direction of the same goals. Like, this is exactly the type of stuff that we need to do no matter what. Like, it's not even like the fact that this is happening around a mayoral campaign is interesting, but it's amazing that this is getting people outside and getting people to like to work with one another in some way, like giving people busy work. It's public engagement. It's fantastic. I love it. No notes. It's awesome. A lot of Twitter shitlords are using Grok to give them the answers. Zoran should make that a rule. Yeah, I mean, people will try to mess it up, but ultimately, it's just it's not the destination, it's the journey. Okay, that's the whole point. The entire point of this is just like gamifying, organizing around a campaign. Yeah, it gets more people to take public transit, so his campaign can say ridership increased. It's brilliant. Yeah, because public transit is a major focus for Zoran. It's what he's gotten. It's actually what he's made the most impact in when he was a state assembly member. So, and it's a key part of his. It's also a key part of his policies. He wants fast and free buses, so he wants people to like actually enjoy the public transit that exists. So for that reason, he's getting people activated and he's getting people to take these buses. I know you see me, bro. Don't play. I don't have money for subscription. Please let me post funny link. Chat logs, please. I know you see me, bro. Don't play. No, I don't until this moment. Okay? Creates crowds in different...
We're in New York City. And yeah, Zoran will talk about woke issues.
This is so funny to try to like present Zoran. It's so funny to present Zoran as the guy who's talking about woke issues. And he only cares about the meat and potatoes is such a funny thing because no, you lost the primary because you did that. Okay. You tried to cynically do woke, but at the behest of an apartheid state doing a genocide. And it was unimaginably unpopular anyway. Well, he was just like, all right, I don't want to talk about Israel. Let's talk about affordable housing. So that's what he did. That's why he won. Too late. You can't actually put the toothpaste back in the tube, man.
I want to talk about affordable housing. I want to talk about I'm afraid to have my daughter on the train, the subway. I want to talk about crime on the streets, mentally ill people on the streets. I want to talk about the fact that people are leaving New York because the taxes are too high. I want to talk about the fact that not enough businesses are moving to New York. So it's...
I don't know. I can't tell if he's anti-Semitic or not because he's not mentioning whether he wants to bring businesses to Israel, you know? I just don't understand it. Like, is this okay? Is this appropriate? Feels weird that he didn't bring that up.
Not just that the Democrats became obsessed with what I consider in many cases superficial issues, they missed the bread and butter issues that mattered especially to Democrats. We're in New York City, and yeah, Zoran will talk about woke issues. I want to talk about affordable housing. I want to talk about I'm afraid to have my daughter on the train, the subway.
Has he promised it and listen to IOF if he gets elected? Yeah, I don't know. I want to talk about just start talking, motherfucker. Why is he posing it that way? Well, he's playing catch up. That's what he's doing. He's just about to start talking about it any moment now, okay? I want to talk about why my daughter is afraid of subways. Cuomo's social media manager is having a bad time. Oh yeah, it's awesome. The guy, Andrew Cuomo, also hired like some freak ass right winger to do his social media.
I believe we can freeze the
woke issues.
Make buses fast and deliver universal.
Yeah. That's woke. When Zoran is doing it, he's doing it Islamic style. It's Sharia. That's woke. When I say I want to talk about these issues without any discernible policy prescriptions, I'm actually doing it not woke. Remember, I'm the cop rapist. That's like the least woke you can be. Remember what I did? I got canceled. I got canceled for sexually assaulting a cop. Remember? And then turned around and said, I'm Italian. It's my culture. Forget about it. That's like, that right there. That's Andrew Cuomo. Oh my God. Imagine he tries to fucking do the, I'm an OG victim of cancel culture shit just to like really try to secure a Trump endorsement. It's crazy. Put the reaction in the bag, Unc. What is this?
Today I'm going to be teaching you some authentic Israeli Krav Maga.
Okay, let me guess. Air support, you only fight a baby. Okay, first of all, you only fight a baby. And you have to make sure you have air support. And you have to make sure you kill everyone. And also you have to make sure that the baby is starving. Okay? There is no way, if you see a child that is not starving, do not fight them. Okay? No food allowed for the baby. Make sure the baby's starving. Make sure you've killed the entire family. And make sure you blow it up, first and foremost. That's how you do Krav Maga.
The most deadly martial art of them all. The first move I'm going to show you is the Israeli head kick. You're going to want to lift your knee up high, and then boom, launch the foot straight to the face. Now you're going to notice my foot is low. Krav Maga only works when your opponent is between 2 and 3 feet tall. Anybody bigger than that? Call in the drone strike. Now I know what you're thinking, Sensei, what if your opponent is armed? Disarming is a big part of Krav Maga. The next move I'm going to show you is called ripping away the teddy bear. You see that technique? You go in low, you grab it tight, rip away the teddy bear, inspect it. The teddy bear is a bomb. Call in the drone strike. It doesn't matter if the teddy bear is actually a bomb. Just call the drone strike. Another big part of Krav Maga is the defense. So let's say you go to finish your opponent with the head kick, they survive. They go and they get their dad. You don't want to use Krav Maga on anybody over 3 feet tall. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So when his father approaches you, you want to stick your arm out, back away.
Yeah, chatters are saying like pre-watch Piker. No, dude, it's not pre-watch Piker. I just literally learned Krav Maga. Like this is just what Krav Maga is. Like you guys think it's like a humorous bit that he's doing, but it's just what Krav Maga is. And as someone who is trained in this martial art of baby kicking, starving baby kicking, I just know what it is.
Way, pull out your victim card, call in the drone strike. Pull out your victim
this is
card.
a big part of it. So in the process of kicking the baby, okay, some people are not ready for this, right? Some people are not ready for this. They're going to see you kicking a baby that is starving directly in the head, and they're going to go, oh my God, you are a psychopath, okay? This part is very important. The defensive maneuver of immediately dialing the person that has hired an onlooker, okay? And then demanding that they get fired. This is a huge part of this, okay? A lot of people don't understand. Like, you think it's just about kicking a baby in the face. No, there's a secondary defensive maneuver that you have to apply. It's called calling the manager to ensure that the person that had a conscience and thought what you were doing was insane immediately gets fired for it. When you kick a baby, every single person is supposed to be clapping. If they're not clapping, they're fucking anti-Semitic. And guess what? They should actually be fired and maybe even thrown into prison or killed. Who knows?
Call in the drone strike. With all martial arts, the best way to win a fight is to avoid a fight completely. Now, other people might say just walk away. Not in Krav Maga. In Krav Maga, you avoid your fight by starving your opponent to death. You can do that by restricting food that's coming into their country, or you could just offer them authentic Israeli cuisine. Then they will starve to death by choice.
Yeah. It contains multitudes. Like, people don't understand. You don't understand. Use your ultimate move when you summon a U.S. president. Oh, I mean, that's the ult. Yeah. The amount of babies you kill will basically allow you to unlock, like, 25 kills gets you access to the American president. Yeah. That's like a AC-130 inbound. Yeah, you ult. And when you unlock that, it's like, it's over. At that point, like, the American president, you can make him do whatever you want. It's awesome. He'll pull his chair. He'll pull your chair for you. Yeah. No worries. No repercussions at all, you know? I thought the US president was a founder edition unlock. No, that's like OG meta. It took a while, but like, that was the founder edition unlock. It's not anymore. You can just spam it. You can literally spam it. Why are you streaming with the bots gone? 42 month subscriber. Why do I don't even need haters, bro. I got fucking fans to do it. I got fans to do it for me. How many for the Epstein townhouse tour? Oh, that's the special edition. What does he mean? I am the boss, Lamau. Yeah. Is this quiet quitting? Donald Trump has not golfed in 13 days. Today would be 14 days. The longest absence since taking office in January. He is dying. So, there is some real speculation that's flying around. Have you guys seen Trump's hand? It's pretty crazy, man. He golfed today when he went to the Ryder Cup. Okay, so it's a long time frame that he didn't actually golf for, and I do find it very odd. I do find it very strange, because like, he loves golfing and you can't stop him from golfing. So like, is his human battery running out? And the reason why I ask this question is because I don't think his hand is busted from shaking hands. Because when this stuff first came out, okay, when these photos first came out a couple months ago, and then paired up with his cankles, people were like, oh, he's got some real issues. What's going on? And then the White House's response was basically, oh, the president shakes a lot of hands, and that's the reason why his hand is like messed up. I think this is like an IV. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I don't know anything, but I feel like this is most consistent with like an IV drip bruise, right? I feel like the only time I've had bruising on my hand like that the president might want to cover up with makeup, even though it's like the shittiest application I've ever seen, which is shocking, would be if you were consistently getting IVs. That creates some kind of bruising. You sure he's not trying to have bigger hands and it's a failed surgery? That's pretty funny. Didn't the White House say it was some condition when it was benign? Yeah, the White House said that it was like, he's old as fuck and has thin skin. They're just hiding bruises, cuts, etc. It's common and just vanity. But yeah, it could be from. Okay, we do have a medical specialist in the chat. And he's saying he's old as fuck and has thin skin. They're just hiding bruises and cuts, etc. But it's like in the same. Andrew, isn't it weird that it's the same place? Like, do you think it could be actually from like extreme handshaking? Not if it's IVs, like you said. I'm just speculating. I'm just because like it's around the same place. So because it's so consistent, it almost feels like he's. The reason why I thought it was potentially an IV drip is because it's so consistent. I glanced at a bunch of new articles about the recurring bruise on the back of Trump's right hand, which people have noticed since 2024, and they are oddly clustered around the 24th of the month. That suggests he's getting an infusion every month. That could be the case. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Doors open. one of these days, the delivery driver that's like fucking delivering my package, like this motherfucker is listening to a podcast right now, and I got so worried that it was gonna be like a delivery driver that's listening to my Twitch stream while delivering, because I know you motherfuckers are delivering right now. You know, there are, and I'm just gonna fucking go doors open, and then he's gonna hear that and be like, oh my God. I used to, I don't anymore. It's not just the hand, and it isn't just recently. There's evidence of Trump receiving possible infusions since at least 2016 when he visited the Oval Office after the election that maybe add psoriasis, which would help explain his often splotchy appearance. What? No, that's... Okay, this is too much. I'm delivering dick right now, ... Never mind, I'm just eating lunch alone. It's an IV to clear fluid buildup from congestive heart failure. Symptoms are the same as what they say is more benign. They would swap the other hand if the hand's veins were exploding after having cancer and being hooked up for months of my life. They would swap vein sites. Well, not if it's just like once a month, right? Because this only happens like once a month, seemingly. I mean, he is just old. That is the truth, right? I mean, that's just what it is. He's fucking old. That is one thing you can't avoid, right? Aging. And maybe that's what's up. That's what's going on here. He's just fucking... His big ass ankles are also common for his age due to chronic edema, usually due to congestive heart failure, which isn't like an instant death sentence and is treated with drugs. But look at him, man. Of course he has CHF. Yeah, he is not exactly a beacon of health, right? I don't think that's a controversial statement, right? We can agree that Big Boy has been looking like shit for quite a while. So, I mean, this is funny to me as a Turkish man, okay? As a Turkish American man, this is funny to me. Russians know what this feeling is like. Turks know what this feeling is like when you just like sit around and expect divine intervention, okay? It's not... I'm just saying, you will wait a very long time. Evil never dies, okay? At least in my experience. This is usually very common in places, in countries where you got like a deeply unpopular autocratic leader that's just like fucking everything up. I'm convinced the more I want Putin to die, the healthier it becomes. Yeah, it is kind of like that. Actually, yeah, Bolsonaro is another great example of this. Like that man is living in Final Destination. Okay. He is in the hospital for longer periods of time than he is out in the real world. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. Germs fear him. Okay. Germs fear him. They look at him and they go, nah, dude, this is too much. Same with fucking Mitch McConnell. Dick Cheney, another great example. Dick Cheney's had like 11 hearts at this point, bro. And you just sit around and you're like, come on, man, give me something good. And every single time I've noticed when people understandably feel this way about a particular evil monster, they get more powerful. Okay? They get more powerful. It's coming from a place of powerlessness, but ultimately it's just, you know, it is what it is. Have you considered maybe being in the hospital feels good as fuck and you get juice and graham crackers and ice cream? Yeah, that's probably what it is. Didn't the guy who Dick Cheney shot in the face end up giving him an organ or something? I know the guy Dick Cheney shot in the face apologized to Dick Cheney for having his face be in the direction of buckshot. That did happen. That was a crazy moment. Yeah, that's real. That's a real thing. Dick Cheney straight up shot a dude in the face, and then the dude apologized. It was birdshot, sorry. The dude apologized. He said, I'm sorry that I put my face in the line of fire, sir. That's the type of shit that the OGs were on. Yep, here it is. Look.
Family and I are deeply sorry for all that Vice President Cheney and his family have had to go through this past week.
He shot you in the fucking head, man. He shot you in the face. The fuck do you mean you are sorry for putting himself and his family through a tragedy? The real tragedy is you got shot in the face and then apologized for having your face in the line of fire.
We send our love and respect to them.
Like, look, half of his face is all bruised and busted
As they deal with situations that are much more serious than what we've had this week.
Chuck Grassley news. Senator Chuck Grassley, first elected in 1980, won't rule out seeking a 9th Senate term. Bleeding Heartland reports. Chuck Grassley is what, 91 or something? He's the oldest. He is the crypt keeper. I support this. Okay. I support this because he's like, you know, it shouldn't just be the Democrats that die in office. Okay. Yeah. Democrats are going to find someone older to run against them. Yeah, Democrats are going to look at this and be like, we need to go older, obviously. Yeah, brief moment here. Apparently, you hate to see besties go back and forth with one another. Old friends of the show fighting one another. It turns out Destiny and Ethan Klein are actively duking it out in the marketplace of ideas. I'm just watching from afar. Streamer Destiny tweets video of HD podcast host Ethan Klein reacting to hearing his mother and father being 16 and 21 when they first sealed the deal. Ethan, when he finds out his dad was also a pedophile, sad face. And it's just like a very weird way to argue when you're being called a pedophile. Like, cause like Ethan called Destiny a pedophile because he was, you know, in the process of procuring CSAM from a 17-year-old at the time. So he's just taking on the moniker, it seems. I guess this is a method. The method is to try and basically joke about it, you know, make a mockery of like the haha, we're all in on the joke. Actually, like, it's not that serious when it's like, it is a serious thing. It's a crime. So I don't know. And then H3 podcast host Ethan Klein praises Destiny in a new Instagram story. You are a very smart and funny guy. I've been following your career for a long time. I took that same chance on myself, inspired by you to become a creator. He hopes Destiny finds the help and peace he needs. I could not believe it. 22 months. For 22 months, Ethan Klein tried to claim that I and my community was doing, you know, CPS calls to his house, sending him skulls. I never for once even said this is a good thing to do to Ethan. I was completely unaware of what was happening in any way, shape, or form, regardless. And now you got one of his allies that he has now turned on openly making jokes about it. Me, after smashing the post button on my last IG story, I don't post on Twitter directly because it's too toxic. So I limit myself to 25 stories a day about Twitter posts and then stumbling into some free snacks for my kids. And the dude is like stepping on dog shit. So he's basically saying like he's feeding his kids dog shit. And Ethan replied to this in the most civil way that I have ever that I've ever seen him reply to anyone, which is Steven, using his government name. You are a very smart and funny guy. I've been following your career for a long time since you were cleaning carpets in between StarCraft 2 games. I saw you transition to streaming full time, which as someone who was also working a 9 to 5, I found really inspiring. It was soon after I took that same chance on myself, inspired in part by you to become a full-time creator. Later on, I came around to your political streaming content, a genre you pioneered. You've had such a long and accomplished career that anyone would be extremely proud of. I am genuinely sad about the great potential that you had and for what was thrown away because vices took over your life. As a parent, you know the implications and ramifications of chatting with a 15-year-old. You know how a teenager looks up to adults they admire and how easily they can be manipulated. The time for irreverent jokes is over. You need help. This is a long pattern of sexual deviancy with teenagers. I hope you take the time to understand what's inside you is missing and why that would urge a grown man to flirt with a 15-year-old. I don't know where the 15-year-old came from, by the way. Is there like a new Is there like a new thing that dropped? I am not taking any pleasure in any of this. It's all very sad. I do hope you find the help and peace you need because children deserve better. Now, what's fucking insane about this is that if you're in this community, you knew this already, right? That Ethan was a fan of Destiny and was getting his notes from Destiny's community. Destiny's community had like infiltrated Ethan's community and became like a useful tool that he used because they love cyber stalking people and have sophisticated smear campaigns that they can apply to whoever Destiny's enemies are. Okay. What's so crazy to me is that throughout this last 22 months, I kept saying, hey man, it kind of feels like you're using a lot of these talking points that you're getting from a nefarious community. And Ethan kept saying he didn't know who the fuck Destiny was. He had no connection to Destiny at all. Okay. And what's wild to me is that he only acknowledged how much he loves Destiny after it came out that he was trying to procure child sexual abuse material. Like the timing on this is insane to me. Like you wanted to literally lie about your affiliations and your knowledge of this person for an entire fucking year, gaslighting me and anyone else in your community, only to just reveal that you actually were a major fan of his after you called him a pedophile. What is going on? This makes no damn sense. Like, this is crazy. Oh, no.
We'll see.
To be fair.
Yeah, we'll see. So do you want to tell me what is your evidence that I work with or talk to or have any association with at all with Destiny?
What? Destiny? What?
What? What? The guy that I talk about fucking obsessively 100 times a day? That is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community? Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
So yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
It's actually insane. And it's a really convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to, worked with, talked about Destiny in my own.
What's so crazy about this is that after this conversation took place, he took one of the last remaining advertisers that the H3 podcast has is Destiny's second in command. Like Destiny's podcast co-host. Like he's been getting all of his notes from Destiny's best friend. His entire community has been infiltrated. His entire community has been infiltrated, and now they're attacking Ethan for once actually calling out Destiny. It's crazy. How do you not see it? You fucked your own life up. You fucked your own career up. You fucked everything up. What is going on? Oh shit. Hold on. I don't need to bring that up.
It's a really nice way of you. You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy. Okay. I think you are you pulled a meme from his subreddit once. And no, there was a guy in your Discord that's also in his Discord. I think you're hallucinating.
I didn't say any of those things.
You sound fucking unhinged, dude. Are you crashing out, Hassan?
Ethan, I didn't.
Hassan, are you crashing out?
I gave you.
Do you have friends who are aware of the condition and can help you get the help you need?
Okay, Ethan.
You're delusional.
I think it was like, I don't even know when. It was after October 7th when Hassan's chat was like spamming insane shit. And I went over it on stream and I think Ethan DM'd me and he asked me, he was like, wait, where did you get the chat message from? And I told him, I think this might be 2 years ago. These are so, but I think Ethan is like so desperate to get away from the Destiny controls me narrative that he decides to do his little unhinged bullshit on a stream.
Great. Thinking about this comment just makes me so sad. I had never listened to what Ethan had to say, so thought he might come with some at least half reasonable critique, but it was just a truly crash out and really sad to see. God knows what's going on with that guy. Sorry you've had to deal with friends treating you like this. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is, boys, girls, MBs. Hold on one second. I have to do something here. Hold on. They used to hate each other, by the way, but turned their crosshairs back to you. Oh, they did? Nice. That's great. What's that Reddit post D has on his screen? Oh, this was when they were trying to do a counter. This was when Destiny was outed as distributing revenge porn that he had both consensually and unconsensually filmed with numerous partners to others, including a 17-year-old at the time. His community did the classic, like, well, Hassan has done this too, which is just not true. And in that process, they tried to say that like I had also shared revenge porn. Is not real. And the only thing they could point to was a Cosmopolitan article and a bunch of fucking clips that are completely devoid of context to be like, well, here is one of your friends. Here's one of your friends saying that there's nudes on your phone as like either a joke or the famous Cosmo article where I'm talking to a journalist and I'm like, oh, my fans are sending me merch, like photos of themselves wearing my merch. And then in the process of me like going through those photos, there's one that was an unsolicited nude. And I said, oop, that was a nude. And then we moved on. It's not something that I had requested, or it's not something that I'm like distributing. It's just, it's completely ridiculous. But the reason why they do this is because whenever a content creator is in trouble in any of these circles, like I am basically a magnet for deflecting attention away. And those unsolicited news aren't just from women either. There's like dudes sending me dick pics too. The fuck? And they basically anyway, as I was saying, I'm like a magnet for like some of the worst scumbags online, as you guys have seen. So they'll immediately go, well, Hasan has done this. It's actually worse what he's done. And it's like not the same thing at all. In any case, but you'll sit there and call anyone and everyone you dislike pedos. You're the dickhead. Chatter, is not my fault that so many of the people that have made a career off of being like, Hasan is a bad person. I promise you, please listen to my words. Here is the most cynical, most negative framing of his words that I can possibly present to you to poison the well so you never actually go and entertain what he has to say. It's not my fault that those guys that have serialized this kind of content then inevitably come out as like active pedophiles, you know? How is this my fault? But yeah, the other thing that I was going to say is that like, not only is it crazy that Ethan chose right now to come out and be like, actually, I was a major fan of Destiny this whole time, after he called him a pedophile. But what's also wild about this long and wordy response to a guy he's calling a pedophile who's attacking him with way more smoke than I ever did, okay, is that he has kinder words for a dude that by his own admission here is like trying to fuck 15-year-olds apparently, okay? He has nicer words for that guy than he does for people who have told Ethan, hey man, what you're saying kind of sounds like you're pro-Israel. Maybe you should reconsider saying things like this. Because that is the point of inception where our communities diverged and all of a sudden Ethan decided like, I hate Hasan. He is responsible for everything that's ever happened. If you're pro-Palestine and you're a female content creator, he will call you every name under the sun. Okay, if you're pro-Palestine and a visible content creator that's like actively being attacked by the Trump administration, stalwart ally of the Palestinians / major liberal Ethan Klein will literally demand that the administration take action against you. Okay, he will sue you. He will take action against you. He will call you a terrorist over and over again. He will try to get attention from advocacy groups to try to get you deplatformed. Okay, you spend months trying to fucking humiliate these people. Now you got a guy who's actually fucking, not holding back. You got a guy who's actually not holding back, and this is what you have to say? Like the way he has talked about Denims, the way he's talked about Frogan, the way he's talked about me, the way he's talked about Ian, iDubbbz, Anissa, versus the way he's talking about Destiny, who is super pro-Israel, and by Ethan's own admission, is a person who wants to fuck 15-year-olds, and he's like, I love you. You're the GOAT. You're a huge inspiration. You inspired my career. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I ever even actually attacked you. It just blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind. I mean, all that's left in his audience are DG's years. Yeah, I know. And it's clear. It's clear that that is like the last lifeline that he has designed for himself, which is ironic because like it was very obvious. The warning signs were there. He just didn't want to see it because he was getting hug boxed, and they just like literally completely overtook his community. And now you look at his like subreddit, which is where Destiny thrives and his community thrives. They either like directly take over subreddits, or they actively work within the confines of existing subreddits to basically use it as like a promotional tool. And now his own community is actively criticizing Ethan. The H3 audience is currently in open war with itself. DGG infiltrators are upset that Ethan Klein stabbed their pedo king in the back, so they've immediately resorted to threatening his children with extreme sexual violence. H3 fans who think snarkers are the height of evil in the world do not have the mental fortitude to handle the unbridled psychopathy of Molestines Fedeyin, who have been in denial about standing shoulder to shoulder with for the last year. This looks really bad for you, Ethan. The Destiny defense team in the comments is sick. Let's play a game, Ethan. Tell us Rose's birth year, and if you're right, we euthanize Destiny, and if you're wrong, we bust open Theodore. Thoughts? Like, that's a psychotic thing to fucking say. They're talking about his son. They're literally actively presenting a threat of sexual violence to one of Ethan's minor children by name. That is unimaginable freak shit. Like, these people should not be online. These people should not, like, these people should stop doing this shit. The H3 main sub, absolutely lousy with these. Well, shucks, I've heard of this Destiny guy, but he seems innocent. And all the videos I've watched from him are 100% correct. So I really hope Ethan isn't just spreading vicious lies and rumors. And also, what about Hassan Law? Like, his whole community is blasted with people who are like, I don't really know who this Destiny guy is, but he seems awesome and maybe a bit misunderstood. And they're just like duking it out with one another now. The Destiny incident is exactly why live shows are important. I watched the VOD on Destiny today, not knowing anything about the situation prior. After reading the comments, it became clear the story is so full of disinfo coming directly from Snark. It's disappointing to see Ethan engage with another creator's Snark community without any research. It's just funny because like they're doing to him the same shit he's been doing to me. And you check their histories and they're like literally active members or anonymous accounts that just recently got reactivated. Yeah, they all hate the crew. They want to get the crew fired. It's just the evil cabal of snarkers. Meanwhile, the snarkers were in there all along, it seems. You warned Ethan that this would happen when he started Leftovers 2? Yes. A lot of accounts that disable account history. Yeah. The line, everyone in Downfall yelling at each other and blaming one another as the Red Army is encircling the bunker. Yeah. He's so scared of D is so obvious. Lamau, he knows D would ruin his life if he was mean to him like he is to you. I'm actually crying how nice he is to this pedo. What a pathetic and scared bitch H3 is. Please help. Please get help, my dear. You're amazing. This is not you. At least I hope his remaining OG fans can see that he lied from the beginning about knowing anything about D. Absolute trash. No, I realize that most of this content creator world revolves around pure parasocial behavior, pure parasocial feelings, and it has nothing to do with like any sort of like coherent, consistent worldview. There are obviously people that are in the margins that when they find out about it, they go, oh, this is weird. This is gross. This is not for me. But most people are not tapped in to every single thing that's going on, right? So when they do find out about it, they often find out about it through like commentary YouTube. And commentary YouTube channels are, until recently, directly under Destiny's banner of influence. They were actively sweeping for him. They were actively defending him. They were actively going after his enemies with talking points that were established in his community. I'm obviously one of the primary targets. So most people never actually see this kind of thing. Most people don't even see it. Most people are just onlookers that, you know Ethan is like the Vape Nation guy who yells a lot or something, right? And you can overcome that by just like consistently putting out content in some type of way. And then a lot of people will go, oh, he just seems like kind of pro-Israel and he's become kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with him. And then they just like move on. But the ones that remain that are always coming back and always tuning in and getting their notes from him, they're entirely invested in whatever narrative that Ethan presents. And it's the same for even someone like myself, and it's the same for even someone like Destiny as well. One of my biggest issues, I think, in this otherwise somewhat mean and somewhat toxic space is that if I don't actually agree with someone and I don't agree with their worldview, and I don't like, and I see them actively like farming toxicity and hatred, I usually don't, I don't like warm up to them and suck up to them and try to offer them things so that they'll offer me positive coverage. Like I don't actively try to do a charm offensive amongst people who I think are nefarious, bad faith actors. Obviously, Destiny doesn't give a shit, and neither does Ethan. That's why he went from shitting on Keemstar to becoming Keemstar's #1 fan in only a couple years. And when you behave like that, a lot of these other content creators are totally down to be your loyal soldier. A lot of commentary YouTube is down to do that as long as you get a crumb of clout, as long as you can give them something, right? And that has been my biggest, I think that's been my biggest failure in terms of like trying to change the trajectory of an endless faucet of like fuck Hasan content, because I just don't like play ball with these guys. I hope that they'll arrive at the correct conclusion or reorient their moral compass without demanding something in return. And some are. Especially with this last round of like revenge porn distribution and then the subsequent like pedophilia allegations have actually created a massive civil war within the commentary orbit of Destiny's sphere of influence, where they're now actively going after him. They realize that like this is unsalvageable, so now they're fucking shanking him. And ironically enough, Ethan is one of those guys as well. I mean, there's multiple active legal cases and a long drawn out court battle that he's going to go through regardless. But it is obvious that this is like a parasitic force that basically destroys everything it touches. Yeah, like, and they still push it like this. Ethan Klein leaks a story about Hasan when he first walked into the H3 studio years ago. Hasan allegedly went on a 5-minute rant about Destiny to Ethan and the crew. Don't talk about Destiny. Don't think about Destiny. Destiny's the monster. It's so funny that my #1 cyber stalker, I warned my new podcast co-host about that he was going to do everything in his power to like fuck up that podcast and actively try to brigade his community. And I was giving him good advice, which he was complaining about here because he was so invested in dick riding Destiny. And now everything I warned him about is unfolding in broad daylight in real time. Wait, so Hasan is bad because he poisoned the well like as a notorious sex criminal. What do you think the end game is for E? Do you think he's just going to quit YouTube? No. Remember, people don't care if you're right. They just remember how you made them feel. That's it. Okay? They don't remember what your words of warning were. They just remember how you made them feel at that time. And if you make them feel small, they will just carry that vengeance permanently. And at some point in time, when I was actively trying to explain to Ethan like how he was coming across in a heated moment due to his own social conditioning, due to his own inability to like remove what he knew about Israel from the equation when we were talking about like what Israel was doing to the Palestinians, he just thought, I'm right, Hasan is wrong, and he is actively ruining my community. He came in, he brainwashed me, he brainwashed my fans, and he stole my fans, and he's like trying to ruin my life. That's it. Some of the funniest things that these guys will also say is like, Hasan lies about being a social democrat. I don't do that. Membership canceled. The crew in the latest VOD is the exact reason the show has gone downhill. They were so vocal regarding the creep Destiny, but anti-Semitism and there's tumbleweeds. I'm a Jewish man, and this was the last straw. From some of the replies, it's clear to see that anti-Semitism is welcome here. Some of you are disingenuous, and this report is disgusting. Reddit reached out as one of you said, you are concerned that I may harm myself. Edit, calling me a Destiny fan and a snarker couldn't be further from the truth, and the people calling me have their profiles hidden. That says a lot. Our silence means something. iDubbbz was clowned on this for this statement and rightfully dragged by not just Ethan, but multitudes of other creators for it is a statement that is rightfully being used against him and Anisa, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so they're now actively in direct conflict with one another, and they're in a heated battle with one another. I'm sure I'm sure eventually they'll turn the crosshairs back to a guy that they hate more, in spite of the fact that clearly there is more smoke for one another. Like Destiny has said more awful shit about Ethan than I ever have. But that concludes the updates from the drama segment. Hey man, I really enjoyed the Chad Vice segment. You should do them more often. I will for sure. Yeah, and also because everything's a fucking troll, I guess Destiny has changed his and stuff. It's like this is all a joke to him. He doesn't give a shit. So edgy. Ooh, so edgy. Lower your gain. Your mic is clipping slightly. Sure. I hope you're having a good day despite everything. I am. I'm having a great day. You and Adab got to do more streams too. It was hilarious. We are. Metal Gear Solid Delta is coming out this week. I heard there's a lot of issues with the Unreal Engine, which is crazy because like the Fox engine was so goated, but I guess like they couldn't use it or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Quentin Rampage Jackson or Raja Jackson, 25, son of Quentin Rampage Jackson. Apparently there was another instance on Kick where there was like a dude that almost died. My 71-year-old mother has recently discovered you. Hell yeah. Hasanabi is for everybody.
What an unbelievably crazy week on Kick. I was just talking about the French streamer Jean Parmenov who passed away in his sleep on stream after a marathon of abuse from some other streamers. And just now, I literally just finished streaming Resident Evil 6, and I was taking a little tinkle, and I got sent a little something that is so diabolical, I had to hop back in the saddle and yap about it. It is incomprehensible that yet another potential death was just streamed on Kick. I'm recording this an hour after it happened, and the victim is currently still in the ICU, so I guess by the time I post this, I'll know whether or not they passed away, but I'm going to keep this part in here right now because it's up in the air. A Kick streamer, Raja Jackson, who is the son of Rampage Jackson, and also a professional fighter, just went fucking ballistic on a wrestler during a wrestling event on stream. He picks the wrestler up, slams him on the mat, and then lays down 27 punches to the man's skull, most of which were delivered while he was unconscious. And by the end of it, he is bleeding and bloodied. They couldn't wake him up. They said he was barely breathing, and someone even used the word flatlined, that he was flatlined in the ring. This is not fake. This is not scripted.
So there are two wrestlers that are doing like the scripted wrestling, and then he just like gets into the ring. He is out of the ICU now. He's alive today. Thank God. It is... people are speculating, like, is this real? Is this staged? Son of MMA fighter Rampage Jackson loses it on pro wrestler Psycho Stu and brutally goes insane. Too much video exists of a pre-fight altercation, the fight, and then him on the phone in the parking lot finding out whether the wrestler was still down. What do you think? So that the rest of this is not scripted. I'm pretty sure that like someone intervened, like the slam. It could be that the slam was scripted and then but it's clear that it's not. It's clear that like the punches are not, you know what I mean? Because when you do this kind of thing, like you're supposed to sell it. You're supposed to fucking, you're not supposed to actually hit the person. Or when you do, you're not supposed to like actually hit the person with force. Okay.
I did my best to censor this. It is brutal. It is extremely hard to watch. I also cut the clip short, but they pan back and he is covered in blood. Raja Jackson is a professional fighter who has unloaded, I counted 27 blows to an unconscious man. And they all are connecting. This is not like fake. It's not like he's pulling any of his punches. They are all hitting squarely on this man's skull, bouncing his head off of the mat. And I said most of them were when he was unconscious. All of them are while he's unconscious. When I watched it back, it's clear that when he slammed him on the mat, his head hit the mat and it knocked him out immediately. So all 27, potentially more, punches that he threw were on an unconscious man. That can be fatal. That is most oftentimes fatal. And he wasn't done either. It's not like he just stopped.
Dude, the slam was not scripted. Do you see how fucking hard he threw the guy? Raja literally said he was going to fuck the guy up on a stream before the event, said he was going to get his lick back. Jackson's contact with the org said Jackson was supposed to just do a double leg takedown and a fake punch. Jackson says to his chat that he was said to take him down and throw a punch, but that he had other plans, slam and many real punches.
And said, okay, well, that's plenty. I've had my fill. He was still going. The only reason there weren't more punches thrown by him is because the other wrestlers were able to separate him. But he was...
Yeah. He was getting payback in air quotes because he got his sensitive feelings hurt by the guy. He explicitly states in live that he's not following the script and he's going to beat the shit out of him. He's a monster and should go to prison.
His oldest son, whole life. I knew.
Just a few weeks ago, Rampage Jackson revealed that he saved up bail money for his son Raja since he knew he wasn't going to college. Okay, well, you know, that's not an indication of anything. That's one of those things where it's like he could be saying that in any way. He could be just like joking or whatever the fuck, and you just like take that super sincerely.
Fighting against them to go back and keep beating this unconscious man. He probably wouldn't have stopped punching him until his head popped like a balloon. It's extremely scary, and even if he does pull through, this could have life-changing repercussions with brain damage and so many other complications for the rest of his life, if he even survives, which we don't know yet. He apparently flatlined in the ring and is currently still in the ICU, and we don't have any updates. This is terrifying stuff. Hello, it's Charles, first thing in the morning here, and we don't have a ton of official updates on the condition of that wrestler, but the father of Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson, gave an update where he is saying that Psycho Stu, that's the name of the wrestler, is alive and is stable. And he also says that he's clearing up misinformation about his son. But then in his statement, he doesn't clear up any misinformation. He just confirms what everyone already knows, that this was completely out of control, inexcusable behavior that Rampage Jackson also doesn't condone. So I don't know what misinformation he thinks he's clearing up with this. He's just agreeing with what everyone else is saying, that his son went fucking berserk. I guess maybe the misinformation demon that he was exercising here.
Yeah, he's bro. Here's the post, right? Is awake. Raja unexpectedly. So here, I want to clear up some misinfo. I've been confirmed. Stuart Smith is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback, in air quotes, in the ring. I thought it was a part of the show. Under what circumstances is like intent to murder with your bare hands another human being going to be a part of a fake show? Wrestling is not, I mean, wrestling is a very physical contact sport and you do get hurt. But the entire point of it is that there is prior consent in the process. Some people do die when they're pulling off incredibly impressive feats of strength and stunts and the like. But overall, it's never like directly one fighter straight up beating the living fucking shit out of another wrestler. I thought it was a part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to kick for the situation. Yeah, a death in wrestling is usually more akin to a stuntman dying while recording a movie, not what we just saw. Exactly. It's never like that. That's something entirely different. It's not, you know, an active felony assault with intent to murder. That was what we saw. This was the altercation that happened before the wrestler did a fake things. Oh, okay. So this is, I'm not going to show the rest of it, but like, see, that is a performance. That is a performance. Okay? That's a performance. That is a show. That's a great example of... You don't show it? That is a great example of the performance aspect of wrestling. Okay? He apologized like 10 times after, by the way. The wrestler even apologized to him backstage before the event. They also confirmed it was a prop. He even cupped it with his hand so it was crunched on his own hand and not his head. The dude thought Raja was a wrestler because of the cameras. Yeah, wrestlers do hardcore style all the time, cutting each other up and spilling a lot of blood in the ring, but it's all consensual. Yes, they literally fucking hit one another with like nail guns and shit. But again, it's a part of the performance. No one is saying it's not physical, right? No one is saying that it's not a physical altercation. It's just that there is a part of a performance, and also people are consenting to it.
We always think that we're working over here like it's part of the fucking storyline.
Just hit one. What kind of homo thug shit?
Kalia, Rampage. He's already hot.
Psycho Stu apologized to Raja Jackson 3 times. It was obvious Psycho wanted to play along / skit with Raja, but was mistaken by who he was dealing with. Raja played cool, but the whole time he was just preparing and bottling his anger to take it out on him. Prayers to him. His father agitated him and mocked him in front of his chat. Raja's chat was bullying him, cooking him up, and challenging him for 90 minutes to get into his head. Then the event leader said it's Raja's turn to go in as planned, and he did the smash as agreed, but then he kept hitting and hitting and hitting, and then the guy flatlined.
I appreciate it. I didn't know. Working out, well, he's going to come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now.
You know what I'm saying, Oz? We're always working.
And then Raja afterwards.
Playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them was a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit.
Raja Jackson, his actions are the epitome of fragile masculinity and how young men are being taught to act with aggression above all else. Violence is not what makes a man, and every grown man who teaches their son that is shameful. Bro, what are we doing? What the fuck are we actually doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What the fuck's going on? Like, we just have dudes that are just like living weapons roaming the streets, their heads busted in, constantly looking to do violent retribution at a moment's notice. Like, I don't think this is normal. I don't think this is a normal situation at all. The fuck? This is not being a man, okay? This is being a child with man strength, but you're not behaving like a man at all. Especially after the dude was like, yo, my mistake. I didn't realize you were not a wrestler. I apologize. They're about to do a performance together later. Like, clearly the dude recognizes that, and then you just go maximum CTE mode on a motherfucker in the process of like trying to do this performance.
Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Come on, man.
The pro wrestler Raja Jackson attack was a former Army veteran suffering from PTSD and relied on pro wrestling as a way to escape his personal struggles.
In 2009. We're leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger.
Adults acting like children is a very American thing now. I just don't. Dude, the crazy thing about like working out and like martial arts is that it's supposed to instill confidence in you. The knowledge that you can like beat the shit out of someone is already a reality in that situation. So with that knowledge, you are supposed to act a very different way. Like, martial arts is about discipline. It's about hard work. And it's also on top of that about like the confidence that you have that you do have a lot of power. You hold a lot of power. And with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. And it fucking blows my mind that there are so many people out there that just never teach that fundamental side of the story, the responsibility element of it. I don't know. It's not just CTE, because there's definitely a lot of fighters who just like don't behave like this. But I guess the secret sauce in this situation is how you are taught and how you are raised. But this is dangerous. It's like giving a child an AR-15, okay? Except we live in the United States of America and we do that too. So, there you have it. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't give a fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit?
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit to me, bro.
Let's go,
you can't do shit to me. You can't fuck with me, bro.
Let's go.
You can't fuck with me. Motherfuckers playing with me.
This is every drunk dude at a bar behavior, but trained in MMA and sober. Yeah. Oh, like there are so many additional factors at play here. How old is Raja? The narrative makes him sound like he's 15. No, he's 25. I don't know, man. And I'm sure that like the onlookers, especially in this space in general, are gonna clearly have a racialized component attached to the story as well. This is like an opportunity for every fucking David Duke affiliate, every goddamn white supremacist to be like, you see, you know, and then that in and of itself is also fucking horrible and completely unacceptable. So I suspect that is another component here as well. And I haven't even seen the reaction from the internet, but I suspected it. Rampage Jackson's son Raja has been banned on Kick after getting a phone call to the pro wrestler he knocked out. Still hasn't moved.
Pissed me off though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My bad. Alright, I'll call you back later. Shit pissed me off though.
This isn't an excuse, but just contextualizing. Raja got a concussion in MMA a day before and has been throwing up and feeling weird all day. His father and chat have been constantly bullying him for years publicly, and Raja has always taken that personally. He has felt that everyone thinking he's a bitch and inferior living in his father's shadow. This whole shit is a powder keg. He said, my bad, after the dude said he's flatlined. I just don't know. I just don't know what we do with this. You know what I mean? What do we do with this? Like, how do we get here? This is crazy. I mean, there will most likely be criminal repercussions for this. Like, make no mistake, for sure. But I'm thinking about like broader strokes. Okay. Broader strokes. I'm thinking like societal attitude. How do we do harm reduction? Because I'm a pussy, you know? I'm looking at this from not the perspective of like one guy who has been bullied and like had his brain fucking pummeled in a day prior, literally snapping in a situation where there's supposed to be like a performance taking place and then using that performance to like try to kill a human being. I'm talking about like the way that we have serialized this kind of content. Because like even the fact that you got a dude like this getting egged on by his chat is so fucking, it's just so terrifying. And there was definitely like a mainstream interest in this sort of thing. You're right. Fake Vine challenges in 2015 got more coverage than Kick's live stream felony trend. Like back in the fucking day, they used to be like, oh my God, kids are eating Tide Pods or whatever. Like they would literally exaggerate even shit that wasn't actually happening. Okay, out of fears that like this is what the children are looking at. Nowadays, you have a crime factory and people do not touch it. People don't talk about it. People are just like, whatever. What are you going to do about it? You know, everything sucks. And maybe because I'm 34 and I've seen trends change over time, that I feel like everything is just like getting increasingly worse because I wasn't born into an environment with an iPad in my hand and beaming whatever the fuck the internet wants to show me with, you know, clickbait driven, violence driven, right-wing reactionary sentiment driven algorithm cultures like rotting me to my core as a child. But because I've seen trends change over time, I feel like everything is just getting worse and worse. Are you ignoring the fact that this couldn't have happened if that guy wasn't trained to kill another person? Ban MMA, boxing, and anything that causes CTE? Bro, what do you mean he can get trained to kill a person if he can get riled up by his chat? Ban MMA? That's a crazy solution to this. I don't think there's any issue with mixed martial arts or learning martial arts at all. I don't think that's a problem at all. I think it's awesome. The entire point is that like parents literally send their kids to learn martial arts specifically so they don't become like Rampage Jackson's son. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay? Chatter said ban hands because people are throwing them. Ban closing your hands into a fist. I don't think MMA is the problem as a pro scene. It fucking bricks people. There needs to be way more stringent regulation around CTE and way more strict rules about like what to do when someone gets concussed to protect the fighters and to make sure that this kind of shit doesn't happen. I have a black belt in judo, and the sport has taught me so much about both discipline and self-respect. Also, I won't lie, it gives me so much comfort to know that I can defend myself. Martial arts have a lot of good in them. Exactly. Like under normal circumstances, Under normal circumstances, you're supposed to do martial arts so you don't do what this guy did. Okay. Like that's not even like the best case scenario. That's the expected scenario. Now, of course, if your parent is also kind of fucked up in the head, if your parent is also kind of fucked up in the head and has basically made you do martial arts so that you can become just as fucked up as he is, then obviously that's a little different. Brother, it's live streaming culture as a whole is so fucking toxic now because a kid, his fucking dad was hanging out with Nico trying to pick up girls half his age when all this shit was going down last night. That's wild. But yeah, what this dude did was not martial arts. Okay, what this dude did was attempted murder. It's a little different than fucking martial arts. Like, it's clear that he snapped.
Pro in 2009. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I thought it would. Pro in 2009.
I can't believe this dude almost died, man. That's crazy. Like, people almost die in wrestling quite frequently, more frequently than you would think, but it's never because of this. You know what I mean? Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. He is. I think he left the ICU yesterday or something.
Was about his son actually getting like the permission for payback on Psycho Stu for an earlier confrontation. And what he's referring to there is they had like a little beef before the event started, and someone had told Raja Jackson that he could like double leg take down Psycho Stu in the ring and then throw like a fake punch, and that would be it to like settle the beef and create like this storyline. But Raja Jackson on stream, on camera, says that he is going to hurt Psycho Stu. He said he will not stop punching him until people will yank him off of him. So he took that like pseudo invite, like green light to be involved in the wrestling event as a permission slip to go brutally assault this man and beat him within an inch of his life. Like, I think you could also make a case that this is attempted murder. This was premeditated assault that he planned on not stopping at any point until third parties.
Under different circumstances, I would say once happens, everyone is primed into like paying attention to additional plane crashes happening, and therefore, whoa, what the hell? I'm effing again. Nice, dude. Nice. Fantastic. Love that. Love that. Thank you. There's a bit of a stutter. Hold up. Let's see if we can go through it. 1 second. Just hold. Just hold. Just hold. Just hold. Don't even refresh right now. Just hold. Don't know if I'm back or not. It's just always the same. It's dipping again. It's dipping again. It's dipping again. I might fire off the bag if necessary. No stutter on my end. You've been fine. You are back, but there's definitely a delay. Okay, delay check, delay check, delay check. Subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. Get those Twitch Primes out. Okay, the delay is bigger than I thought it was. I am going to fix the ingest, so you're going to see a minor F in like 10 seconds, okay? There is going to be a minor F in 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're back. Okay, delay check once more. All right, we're back. We're good. Okay. It was longer than a 10-second delay, it seems. But we're back. All right, everybody hit 1 in the chat if you see this. And subscribe with a Twitch Prime or for $6. Okay, delay's gone. All right, delay's gone. Let's do it. Let's continue.
Intervened. Like, I really think you could make like a real argument that he had went in there with the full intentions of killing Psycho Stu. That's what it looks like to me.
Tell you guys this, they told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pull me off of him will leave. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
That's indefensible. You can see him literally plan.
I hope Charlie talks about the ref. That motherfucker didn't do shit. Bro, that's not a real ref. What do you mean? Have you never watched wrestling? Sometimes the refs actually beat the fucking shit out of the fighters. Like, there's no is not like a real ref that's supposed to separate people after like the other person is concussed. They're all actors. Dude, it's funny. It's funny when you're like, refs in wrestling do a lot, dude. Yeah, but they also aren't there to, they're also there to do acting. I feel like I've seen refs beat the shit out of fighters. Like, when you watch that, do you go, when you watch that, do you go, wait a minute, why is the ref fighting the fighter?
It off the back of them giving him like the instructions for a work where he'd come in and he'd deliver like a hit, like a fake hit, and then he'd be pulled off and that'd be the end of it. And he is saying, but watch this, I'm going to keep punching him. Like, he is blatantly stating this. It is very clearly a premeditated assault. And like I said, I really think his goal was to kill Psycho Stu there. It really seems like that was his mission. And you can't chalk this up to confusion where he was directed to do something but then just went a little far, like, mistakenly. He is, with his own voice, his own vocal folds flapping with their own volition here. He is stating, they told me to do this, but instead, I'm going to do this. I'm going to punch him as many times as I possibly can. He is stating clearly that they told him one thing, and he is not doing that. Instead, he is going to punch the shit out of him, beat him within an inch of his life. You can't possibly say that he just got confused with the stage directions here of the storyline. He is saying that he is going to go punch him as many times as possible and disregard what they said he is permitted to do, like what they planned on. It is premeditated assault by every possible definition. Now, what started all of this, and I've seen people joking about it like, oh, haha, Raja Jackson must not know that wrestling is fake, and he thought the heel was being mean to his favorite babyface, so he took matters into his own hands, tee-hee-hee. But what actually happened is Raja Jackson was touring the event and meeting the wrestlers backstage, and of course the wrestlers are all playing characters, and when it comes to wrestling, there's a little something called kayfabe. And so they are going to portray their character to the best of their ability and keep everything as authentic and genuine as possible.
One of the craziest parts about this is that like they kind of implemented this in the UFC as well, except those motherfuckers do actually beat one another. You know what I mean? Because like, and half the time in the UFC, the way that they do it, especially in the post Conor McGregor era, is like the kayfabe is not a kayfabe at all, but it's real, and it's also just unfiltered racism half the time. Like. So I don't even know if you could call that kayfabe. I think that's just like two guys that hate one another, that could kill one another, actively saying to one another they're going to kill one another.
And Psycho Stu was in character and misunderstood that Raja Jackson was not a worker in the event.
Worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Oh, you don't.
He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
He did fuck up, though. He did fuck up, for sure. I mean, nothing is deserving of, like, what he got. But Hasanabi respond to what?
You don't sell it?
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit.
like he's doing theater and he doesn't understand it at all. He was like, what the fuck did you just do to me?
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will. We're good.
And he takes it way too far when he takes a beer can. I don't know if it's like a real beer can or like one of those breakaway like stunt ones, but he takes it and he crushes it on Raja Jackson's head. Then you can see him get really fired up about it, and all the other wrestlers are also saying to Psycho Stu, like,
No. It's not real. He didn't actually hit him hard. No, I know it wasn't a real hit, chatter. Like, he is not a breakaway can either. It's most likely a real can that he pops before and crumples before he fake hits him in the head. Like, he crushes it. So I think the technique, it's a prop can. I don't know if it was a prop can. Like, if you noticed, when he does that, it's either a prop can or he cracked it and crumpled it while he was like landing a fake hit. Like, it's like what a stuntman would do. It exploded, dog. Normal cans don't do that. Where is it? Where is the video? Let's watch it.
ability and keep everything understood that Raja.
You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little...
Let's see. You can't really tell from this angle. It doesn't matter. He almost got killed. No, I know. This is not a defense of his behavior at all. Yeah, I think he's like literally hitting his own. Yeah, he's selling it. I mean, he's not selling. Look, it's obviously fake. There's no momentum. He uses his entire upper body to basically make it seem like this is an impactful hit. Look at the way his body rotates. That's not how you would actually do a real hit. Like his right leg flies up. Like it's very clearly fake. Like there's no real impact. His head doesn't even move. He actually shelters his head as well. Like he makes sure that his head is like stable, relatively stable with his other hand. Like that's what he's doing. And he's making it seem like he's putting his entire body into this hit. If he did, that would look very different. We have the tech to slow down videos nowadays, and nobody in the crowd is trying to stop him. Like, no, he's not part of the crew. But he does not like it.
What the fuck was that?
This guy said fake, still assault and battery. Boom, assault and battery right there. Proper not. What the fuck? It's assault, chat. Stupid fucking chatters. If you hit someone with a foam finger, it's assault. Jesus. Dude, what are you talking about? They're on a wrestling set. Like, that's fucked up. But that's a let's let bygones be bygones type of situation, as opposed to what he did in retaliation after he bottled up that anger and resentment towards the dude. Some of you have cop brains, bro. It's crazy. I feel like there is definitely like wrestling fans in here who understand the situation better, because like some of the chatters were saying like this is the type of privilege that like a wrestling fan would actually pay for, right? Like a experience.
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
And he takes it way too far when he takes a beer can. I don't know if it's like a real beer can or like one of those breakaway like.
Bro, it doesn't matter. He later apologized and nothing happened to the guy. It could be a prop and it could not be a prop. It doesn't matter. Fucked up. What do you mean? Accidents happen. No harm. Came up to the guy and said, and he was apologized to. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's precisely what I'm saying. It's like, he didn't understand what was going on. Like he thought it was like another wrestler that's coming in, and it's like he's got cameras around. He's like, oh, let's do a performance. Sometimes that performance goes awry when the dude that you're doing a performance with is not in on the, he doesn't understand it.
Stunt ones, but he takes it and he crushes it on Raja Jackson's head. Then you can see him get really fired up about it, and all the other wrestlers are also saying to Psycho Stu, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's not like a worker here or anything. That was too far. And that's what started this. And then Raja Jackson waited until their match. Then he stormed in and then beat him potentially to death for it. Now, I think if Raja Jackson had swung on Psycho Stu after the beer can thing, you could definitely make a strong case that he was acting in self-defense. Because that is unexpected. It was unprovoked. And it was kind of a crazy thing for Psycho Stu to do, not knowing for sure if Raja Jackson was a worker in the event or not. It was a bad...
I mean, technically, he was a worker in the event. He was talent. Like, he was there to literally throw Psycho Stu and then, like, land a fake hit. Even then, though, obviously, he's not, he's a professional fighter and not, like, a professional wrestler. So it was just, like, a miscommunication. But again, he's a human being, okay? Not a fucking animal. Both parties here are human beings. What are we doing? Like, talk to one another. What the hell? Anyone be pissed after that, then touching him right after, giving a supposed concussion, how volatile he is as a person, is just a perfect storm for a blow, but plotting and planning the murder of the dude is unacceptable and considerable jail time? Exactly. I don't think that we have anyone who is confused by that aspect of it.
Judgment call for sure from Stu. And he was just like way too fucking committed to being the heel. Like he was really deep into his method acting, like fucking Shia LaBeouf style, and he did the beer can thing, and it was definitely over the line. But here's something a lot of people aren't showing enough of, that Psycho Stu was very apologetic when he learned that Raja Jackson was not a worker at the event. He apologized 3 times. They shook hands multiple times, and Raja said, like, hey, it's good, I get it. Multiple times. Meanwhile, he was just, like, bubbling with anger, waiting for his chance.
How would you feel if he did the beer can on you? If I was I'm a Twitch streamer, right? And I'm going to an event where like I'm going to fake slam a wrestler. Okay, let's say. And before the fake slam happens, the dude comes up and he's like, he sees the cameras on me and he wants to do a performance. And he comes up to me in real time and does that exact same thing. I'd be a little confused. I'd be a little scared, most likely, right? But at no point would I, like someone like Will would 100% immediately sell it. Okay? That was after the fake slam was set up as an apology. Oh, I misunderstood. That's not why he was there. Oh, I thought he was there because the fucking he was gonna do like a fake slam or some shit. He wasn't going to the event to fake slam. The fake slam deal was made as a form of a settlement / apology. Oh, so he wasn't there to work at all. He wasn't there as a worker at all initially. Oh, I misunderstood that. I read that wrong. I guess he was just like a random, I mean, he was just allowed to stream the event as a kick streamer. He was just there to meet the wrestlers. Even then, I'm there. He comes up to me and he does that. I'd be a little pissed off. Got beer on my shirt. I'm scared. I'm worried. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know you, right? I don't know you at all. But immediately, as soon as they communicate to me that this is like a fake thing, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't, I wouldn't just like plot out exactly how I'm going to kill this person with my bare hands afterwards. Any of the FaZe Boys Pharma clip with 1 million views. Yeah. The poor guy literally said, as an apology, you can fuck my brain up a bit. Like, why are you still mad after that?
To fucking assault this man.
Yeah, there's beer on my t-shirt and piss in my pants. Okay? That's what's going on. This big burly dude did a simulated attempted murder on me is how I'm analyzing that situation. But as soon as I realized that it's just like, oh, he thought he was doing wrestling, like fake wrestling, I would, I'd be like, oh, all right. Like I don't know if I enjoyed it or not, but it's all good.
Feel that. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, it's gonna all work out. Yeah, hello. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I get it. Working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working. I get it. I get it now. Now you know what I'm saying? We're always working.
What a fucking worm. This is some slimy behavior here. This is some turbo ass. Raja Jackson is now pretending that he understands and forgives Psycho Stu, who is very apologetic minded.
I'm gonna be honest, I think he probably did in that moment, but then he got egged on by his chat, which is so stupid. Okay? I think it's even dumber than the way that this is presented. Because I think he got fucking rage baited. His chat kept calling him a pussy. All of his old childhood trauma came back. He's already fucking concussed. And he just snapped. He was like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to fucking get my lick back. Which is crazy. And it's a unique predicament because there's no equivalent to what unfolded here in the past, because this medium didn't exist in the past. You know what I mean? How do you explain to people that like this dude got rage baited into killing someone IRL, like attempting to kill someone in real life? How do you explain it to someone who is over the age of like 30? Misplaced rage and rampage fueled and expressed by on Psycho Stu because daddy would whoop him sideways? Maybe. Kick is really live stream live leak? No, for sure. Fake breaking a can on his head would have been better. Imagine the chatters that egged it on for hours are proud of themselves is gross. Yeah.
And he's explaining like, look, I saw the cameras. I thought that this was like another work, that we were building a storyline, this and that. And Raja Jackson's like, no, I get it. And he's like shaking his hand and everything. Meanwhile, he is actively planning of assaulting this man, beating him unconscious and fucking leaving him eating meals through a straw, as he is like pretending to let bygones be bygones here and that they're on good terms. That's fucking unhinged. Now, before showing you some more of the aftermath here, let me introduce you to Psycho Stu. I think you should get a little bit of the lore behind this wrestler that Raja Jackson beat so severely, hospitalizing in the ICU and apparently caused to flatline in the ring.
Pro in 2009. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans...
Are we going to cover the French Keystromer's death? I already did.
It's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm American.
Look at the way he dumps him, okay? Here's how you fake throw someone versus the way Raja did, okay?
It's hard for them to...
He takes extra care to make sure that his spine is nowhere near, like his head is like completely protected.
In life, coming from the life of the military.
Like he drops him completely flat on purpose. Having to explain wrestling, yeah, because like these guys are professionals. Like this is what they do. They know you're not supposed to like actually fucking slam them head first or neck first into the ground unless you're trying to fuck them up. You're like, this is a performance. You try to make sure that the butt is the point of impact, okay? And these guys, the other guy that's being slammed also knows that that's the case and is ready for that.
I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I thought it would.
Yeah. Psycho Stu is a veteran who was suffering from PTSD and found wrestling as a means of escapism and fell in love with the sport. And now is currently hospitalized in the ICU, but apparently is stable, so hopefully Rampage Jackson is accurate with that claim that he is alive and stable. That would be wonderful news.
What?
But what an unbelievable set of circumstances that led to his hospitalization here. Yes, he made a mistake with Rampage Jackson's son here, not knowing whether or not he was a worker and still building the storyline anyway under the impression he was. But it's not a mistake that should have led to something like this, especially when he did everything in his power to try and rectify it and try and apologize for his mistake and explain why it happened and ensure that it was totally unintentional and there wasn't meant to be any bad blood or anything. And he thought that he did accomplish that, but clearly Raja Jackson didn't actually think so. He was just acting. Raja Jackson was flexing his thespian skills here when he was pretending that everything was okay between those two, because what he was actually doing was plotting a premeditated assault on Psycho Stu. Again, that potential argument of self-defense, that has poofed away like Timmy Turner's fairy godparents. That ship sailed a long time ago because he didn't act in response to the threat. Like, after the beer can was crushed on his head, which, again, he wasn't expecting, and that can be dangerous, but he didn't, like, act in the heat of the moment to defend himself from that or anything. Instead, he let it marinate, let his rage bubble up, and then waited for his opportunity to get revenge later. There is no longer a possible case of self-defense here. Like, yes, he was wronged, but he didn't, like, try and defend himself.
I don't get it. There was no property damage, so what's the big deal? True. We only care when there's property damage, obviously. When human lives are at stake, that's irrelevant.
From that threat or anything, he pretended to like move on from it with the guy who did it and then waited to attack him later. And I think you can make a very strong case that it was attempted murder. At the very least, it is a premeditated assault, and based on the things he was saying leading up to it, and based on the behavior in the ring when he was delivering 27-ish blows to an unconscious man's skull, I really think there is a strong argument to be made that he was in there doing that solely to try and kill him. All of this on stream, mind you, and you can even see him respond to the news that the guy that he just unloaded 27 punches on in the ring while he was unconscious is potentially flatlined.
Hello? Hey, where the hell are you at? Shit pissed me off though, Andre. I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up.
He pissed me off, man. Bro, what do you mean? Your Honor, I was pissed off. That's crazy. Why do we live in a society with rules and shit? Like, what the fuck? Wait, why is he free? Why isn't he in jail? I think they're already investigating. The cops are investigating him now.
I'm bad. I'll call you back later.
This guy does not seem to care at all. This is a fucking monster right here. In response to hearing that the guy flatlined, he just says, "My bad." That's crazy. Kratos had more empathy for the people that he killed in very similar fashion, by the way, with like the unbelievable amount of blows to the head. But at least in Kratos' case, the people he was fighting, they were at least conscious. All of these were delivered to an unconscious man. A man who never even saw this coming, by the way, because he storms into the ring, grabs him, and then slams him. So it wasn't even a fight, but he walks away feeling so fucking tough and accomplished about it with no remorse at all for potentially killing this man.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them was a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like for the dumbest guys on the planet, when they see him like this, they're like, yeah, you showed him, right? But like, if you're an adult with a couple functioning brain cells, you look at this and you're like, no, dude, what you are doing is behaving like a bitch. You're not behaving like a man at all. Like a big boy in the situation recognizes the power he has. You're not like a little dude. You're not like a kid. You're a fucking massive dude. You're a trained killer. I don't understand how someone can walk around with that level of like harm capacity and then not take that shit seriously. I genuinely don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, if you can literally kill a person with your bare hands, that is something that you should take very seriously. You should be walking with that air of confidence and that air of responsibility that you are completely aware of, that you can just like do a lot of damage to a human being and therefore do everything in your power at all times to never get there.
stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
He's walking away from this with his chin held high, extremely proud of what's unfolded here. It seems like this might be the happiest moment of his life. The way that he is perceiving this is him standing up for himself. He is not able to have a grasp on the severity.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Easy. Rampage is your father. I understand.
Of what just happened here. He thinks that because the disrespect that he encountered earlier in the day, he was entirely justified to potentially murder this man. And by the way, the wrestlers that were calling him a bitch, well, I imagine they were saying that because he basically sucker punched this guy potentially to death. The guy never even had a chance to fight back because he came into the ring when his back was turned, slammed him down, immediately knocking him unconscious. It wasn't even a fight, it was a surprise attack. So I imagine that's what he's referencing. When
especially because he's like, see, this is what I mean. Look, you see this fucking racist piece of shit? This is like, you don't have to call it the Maz. I saw it and immediately fucking yeeted that little white supremacist fragile baby. Dude, how do you not understand? We're talking about this dude's insecurity. His violent insecurity, his insecurity manifesting in these violent ways, while you also are demonstrating that exact same style of violent insecurity, because that's all white supremacy is. It's maximalist copium. You feel like you never got what you thought you deserved in society, so therefore you have to live in an alternative universe where you're constantly thinking that an entire group of people, black people, are inferior to you. Okay? Yeah, opposite side of the same fucking coin. That's it. You're such an insecure little man that you have to fantasize about an entire fucking subsect of the population and how inferior they are to you. Dumb fuck.
When it comes to the wrestlers like insulting him and the one that bit him, with everyone that was like getting on top of Raja to get him away from Psycho Stu on the ground, because he was still going back to try and make sure he was dead, it seems. Now, in the rest of the clip here, one of the wrestlers from the event starts walking towards them, talking to them, trying to get them to stay, probably until police get there would be my guess. But he is talking to them and he is shit-talking, trying to goad him into staying. And he's like talking about like, I'll fight you right now. And then it's a back and forth. But Raja Jackson reiterates that he wants to fight more of them there. He wants to continue to beat people within an inch of their life there. It's scary. I cannot imagine a world where he does not go to jail for this. I really can't. Rampage Jackson has tons and tons of money, sure, but I don't know if he's going to be able to outspend the attempted murder charges that his son just racked up here. Now, of course, I'm not a lawyer and I don't have like a magic crystal ball that I can ponder the orb of to see the future, but my guess would be that there will be attempted murder charges for this incident. Because, I mean, I really think it's like, it feels like that's what the goal here was when Raja Jackson was delivering these blows. I mean, I think at bare minimum, you're getting some serious assault charges. Like, no matter what, I think he should be thrown in the slammer for this. This behavior is completely unacceptable. He knew exactly what he was doing. He even on stream states what he's about to do. And he clearly doesn't stop until he is pulled off and then still wants to keep going. All of these blows delivered to an unconscious man. How could you possibly say this is anything other than him trying to kill him? It's fucking sickening. Now, like I said at the start of the video, I've recorded all of this pretty much immediately after it happened, so we still don't know how Psycho Stu is doing, if he's going to pull through from all of this or not. But by the time I post this video, I imagine we'll have some kind of update, so I'll go ahead and put that at the beginning of the video. But
was he banned on Kick? He wasn't initially. They banned him afterwards, and I think they just like, I think they banned him, but it's I think it might have been a suspension. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how the fuck those things work, bro. We barely have. I've been on this platform, Twitch, for however many years I've been on here for. What is it? Fucking 7 years now. Okay. And even then I'm in the dark about like how the moderation works on this platform. I have a decent understanding of it. I do not know what Kick looks like at all. He was banned instantly. What is this? This is why white supremacists love this shit. They need to be attacked to have a reason to behave this way. Lesser beings. White supremacy is racial inferior conflicts. It's why they're all racial cucks too. Freak shit. Statistics don't lie. Lol W. Bro, this is exactly what we're talking about. This dude just immediately jumps in on it. What the fuck? Yeah. Famously, white UFC fighters have historically always been above board, okay? Like, we're talking about UFC fighters, man. What is this? Oh, how to lie with statistics. Yeah. I searched up Raja on Twitter and saw like 5 tweets about eugenics with 100K views. Yeah, this is just, again, maximum cope. Statistics don't lie, though. Really? Are you actually looking at stats? Or are you actually looking at numbers that you saw on a fucking meme that correspond to your pre-existing biases without actually understanding what any of that means? It's the second thing, for the record, and not the first. It's so funny. Oh, stats don't lie, bro. Yeah, I love the fucking feelings over facts crowd turning around and being like, oh, statistics. Yeah, statistics can lie to you if you're too stupid to understand what they mean. It took like 2 days for some bot networks to find a workaround around the new Twitch detection system. Yeah, I see that. Train says botter and streamers are in on it. Lyric says, if you view bot, you should get permaban. Problem is, view botters just hide behind the plausible deniability excuse that someone is doing it to them without them knowing. They hide behind the same valid excuse that is used by actual victims of botting harassment. However, the difference is very clear based on all the information I've collected. Anyone who's being botted during every hour of every single stream for multiple years consistently without missing a single minute window of a stream without any drops have to be in on it with the botter. That kind of consistency requires the compliance and support of the streamer. Problem is how shameless they are. This year alone, I've witnessed botters so confident that while they themselves are some of the site's worst botters, they're actively defending other botters. These groups are almost always the ones ready to throw each other under the bus for anything that could be conceived as a brand risk. So from this, there it is. There it is. There it is, dude. Shameless, dude. Dude. Yeah, it's the PC streamers. It's the brand safe streamers. I guess I'm no longer considered a part of the Disney streamer mentality, right? Considering that there's been like active attempts to deplatform me by all of these fucking institutions, all these organizations. Because remember, for the longest part of my career, when woke was quote unquote thriving, okay, everybody used to say I was a Disney streamer, or like I'm too unproblematic, I'm too brand safe, right? Like I was faking it. I must be faking it. Now, my mentality never changed, but societal attitudes changed a little bit, especially around certain American foreign policy decisions as it pertains to the most important, most moral nation on the planet, Israel. And now they went away with this like brand safe shit. And now they're just saying, no, we have to ban this guy. We have to deplatform this guy. I'm not saying that that's like obviously Train's implication here, but I don't know who he's talking about when he says anything that could be conceived as a brand risk. So from this defense alone, you can conclude that they're all aware of each other and in on it together. The other thing I've noticed is that botters have zero understanding of basic foundational streaming metrics, analytics, viewer behavior, and simple basic ratios that any streamer who grinded from the bottom to the top have to and must know. Botters know and understand none of these things. Yeah. Evan Nash, speaking with the CEO of Kick, yeah, we talked about this already, estimates that 70 to 80% of Kick's total viewership may be attributed to view bots. Eddie admits it's a large portion of the viewership data, but says 70 to 80 is too high.
I think potentially more contained here. And again, feel free to challenge me on that completely, and I will take it completely. But
so by percentage, if I were to say that 30, I can confidently say that 30 to 40% of Twitch's viewership is inauthentic in some way. I would put that number closer to 70, 80% on Kick, straight up.
Right. Okay. No. Well, again, we've got an understanding about what the numbers are, where the real numbers are. Again, it's a large proportion, but 70 to 80%, I think you'll find is far too high. It's not as high as that. There's a lot of view bots. That's for sure.
I love that he just admits it too. He's just like, yeah, there's a lot of view bots on the platform, but again. The purpose of Kick is not the same as like Twitch or YouTube. Twitch and YouTube have they play a role in the broader company structure that they have, and the role is to at least generate enough revenue that it can be somewhat self-sustaining, right? There's also like additional marketing, additional prestige that comes along with like owning a fucking live stream platform and basically monopolizing the entire live streaming sphere. That's what Amazon's goal is for Twitch, right? Whereas with Kick doesn't have any like advertisement revenue targets that they need to hit because it's basically just a branch of the casino that is Stake, a crypto casino online that is a money printing operation, pretty much. Therefore, they don't really give a shit that there's like a fuck ton of botting on Kick because they don't have to like justify real view counts. Are you botting again? Yeah, your view count is high today. Are you botting again? Every day, baby. I love that so many people also don't understand anything about streaming and therefore immediately go, you must be botting. First of all, if I'm botting, why the fuck would I bot to like 29,000? And secondly, you can look at the chatters in here, like the active tuned in chatters is right here, /chatters, 26,000 for 29,800 people watching. That's an immensely high ratio. I'm active, but I'm a bot 100%. Yeah. Shouts out to the clankers in the chat.
Sure. But 70, 80%, again, if that's based on your analysis, I respect that. But I can, from outside, the big aspect is understanding what a real viewer is and what a non-authentic viewer is. And it's, the view botting side of things is if anything, potentially more.
7.5K in 2 hours and on stream. View bots are back 1,000%. Twitch lock in and do your job. We are so back. Asmongold. Yeah, Kick's got some bigger problems than just botting. Let's be real. It's like how casinos in Las Vegas have shows to get people in the door and entertain while the real goal is to funnel them into the casino so they can take your money. Stake is literally that with Kick. Yep, exactly. And because they have an unlimited money printer, it doesn't matter. Like they can work with anybody. They can actually pay higher. They can just like straight up pay people to stream on the platform. And it doesn't necessarily matter if they're botting everything into oblivion because they don't have any obligations to like marketers in general. You know what I mean? So Twitch takes years to detect the bots and networks need a couple hours to find a workaround. Oh yeah, for sure. That's straight up. What is the thing that you can, where is the active usership that you can see? Where you can look at like chatters or active versus inactive users, like people who are logged on to the site watching, because that's not the greatest metric, but which website shows it? Not the extension. There's a website that shows it, but it's not the greatest metric to figure it out because like even with someone like myself, I have a lot of inactive viewers as well, like viewers that are not logged onto the website but just like are tuning in by going to twitch.tv/Hasanabi, and but you have to look at the ratios. A couple ways of figuring this out is by like, I guess Twitch tracker. Is that the one? Where is it? Where do you see it? Like, I watch it all the time on my TV where I'm not logged in. Lol. No, I know. You can watch on TV, Apple TV, numerous other devices where you're just like not logged in at all. Is normal, and that is clocked in as a non-active viewership. So that's one of the ways in which you can figure it out whether someone's like botting or not. Like here, let's look at this day, right? These are the clips. These are the number of clips that were generated, right? That's one way to also figure out. One way to figure out is like how many clips, like how much activity, how much real human activity is taking place. And I have my clips are only if you're a subscriber can you actually clip my stream. And even then, there are a fuck ton of clips, right? You can also look at how many people are following in the process, right? I don't know what happened here. We lost 4 followers. Someone was like, 4 people were like, fuck this. Okay. Where is the active users or whatever though? Where is that? Because am I crazy? Is it on the stats? What am I not seeing here? Because I feel like, is it Sully Gnome or is it, I don't think it shows anymore. Oh, there's a stats tab. Concurrent viewers hour stream. No, it's not showing. Cinna, fuck you. Plus you bought L take. I'm learning to start drama. I saw your free Palestine clip, and then a chatter found out that what kickstarted that was you tuning in in an inopportune time, Cinna. Cinna, we already have drama. I try to collab with you, and you fucking duck me because you're too big time. It's all good. It is what it is. We already know, okay? We already know. No, I left town. Yeah. She did that to Saikuno too. That's crazy. Ask Cinna about the Rinna marathon. What is the Rinna marathon? What the hell is that? Yeah, Hollywood Cinna. What is a Rinna marathon? You're not AMP, bro. That's true. I'm not. Air out her messages from 2021 when she first followed. Smile. Thanks for the gift sub. I heard you thought it was racist white. Caught 25% of me is. Lamau, say it to make amends. JK, Lamau, I meant to say the word, but I'm just kidding. Don't. Before I get in trouble. That's crazy. Who is he talking to? I am so old and lost. I'm talking to another content creator. Her name is Cinna. I don't even know if she's in here still. She probably left, but better than her Ludwig logs. Yeah, bro. I clocked her when I said I thought she was like a racist white, like a racist type of white. Yeah. Thirsting after Ludwig, not thirsting after me. What does that show you? What does that show you? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. She left. She closed the tab immediately when you mentioned this. She also said, I am. I don't know what that means. What does she say I am to? Oh, to I am here. Did she say she is to me saying she's racist? Anyway, this doesn't show the active viewers anymore. Your Rage plus Cinna plus Agent plus Emily Pokemon Marathon in Hawaii. Oh, damn. That's sick. Check your August 15th, 2025 stream on Twitch Tracker. It shows the viewer ratio. Like you go on streams and then you click on what? August 15th? Did they stop showing that? Is that what happened on August 15th or something? Yeah, it's not showing me what I'm looking for here. Are mainstream companies sponsoring kick streamers too? Or are they still yet? Are we still yet to see that? Just curious about the creator's ability to leverage kick. I don't know much. I don't know. Okay, I can't find the numbers. I don't give a shit. Wait, let me see something here. Let me see something here. Oh, I can't even do send his message before closing your stream. When yeah, bro, I clocked her when
Yo, I deadass hate him. Like I deadass hate him.
That's crazy.
I do.
We know already. We know. I can't even do chatters on Asmongold's stream because he banned me. Twitch tracker shows the ratio here. Oh, there it is. I don't know how the fuck you found this, but it wasn't showing this for me for some weird reason. But like, you see, it shows viewers to users, right? And this ratio is consistent throughout, right? This is how it normally works. You start, and obviously Twitch is not like, as Twitch is clocking who is tuning into the broadcast to the best of its ability in real time as fast as it can. But this is usually how it goes. It goes from like the first hour, there's a buildup. If you see like a massive spike instantly, that's usually an indication that there's bots. Or if you see a massive spike that just stays level, that's usually an indication that there's botting happening. Okay. If you have a fairly high user to viewer ratio, where the majority of like your users are going up when the viewers are going up, and your viewer to user ratio is like relatively high, as is mine is relatively high, that is usually an indication that you are not botting. If you have a low viewer to user ratio, on the other hand, that could be an indication that you are botting. Okay? It says here that I have a 82% viewer to user ratio, which is immensely high, a lot higher than the average channel. I think like the average channel is around like 60 to 70%. You have to look at like the actual, you have to actually look at the curves between viewership spikes and whether that corresponds to like active users as well. Because there's always going to be a percentage of people who are just like watching on their TV. XG said this yesterday. He said your curves were legit / really nice, and chat was saying gauge. Most bot farms have a ramp up function that can avoid those spikes. Spot on with user to viewer ratio. Can you compare it to someone you suspect of? Like Asmongold has admitted that his channel is botted, right? And I'm not making an inference. I'm not making an inference on whether or not he has actively paid for this service or if someone is doing it for him, even though from what I understand, it's a relatively costly process. So if we looked at the same day, August 15th for Asmongold, his viewer to user ratio would probably be different. Okay. I don't know. Can someone link it to me? He instantly jumped 50K viewers yesterday. Check today's Tectone stream. He went from 4K to 15K. No, but this doesn't show. Yeah, look at his user to viewer ratio, bro. His user to viewer ratio is 45%. And he almost instantly, in the first 10 minutes, jumps up to like 30K. In the first 30 minutes, he jumps up to like 30K, 40K, and he just stays there the whole time. 45%, bro. That's crazy. This doesn't mean every single inactive user is a bot, for the record. Okay, but like look at my curve versus look at his. My number of average Twitch users, which is the average number of concurrent logged in Twitch users throughout the stream, including chatters, inactive users, and chat bots, is 28,512. His is at 18,037. Chat bots is not like botted viewership, by the way. Chat bots like Fossabot and shit, I think. I assume. You got nice curves on stream and IRL. Thank you. So yeah. It does kind of feel like maybe the bots are back, but especially considering that like Tectone admitted it, and he is like he's got like 15K, which, you know, I guess everybody just kind of knows now. Hey, if you don't game with me, I will walk into the woods and never come back. Let's play peak. I have to eat first, but I'm down to do it after. All right. Speaking of bots. Let's take a look at Donald Trump. What is this? His old management told him they would bot him?
Old management that people don't even know about, who are like, yo, Ron, if you go to Kick right now, we will bot your numbers on Twitch so you can get a stake deal so that when you go to Kick, we'll also bot your numbers and we get a %. That's what I was told. I'm exposing it right now. That's what I got told, by the way. I got told. I was supposed to take an offer. I'm not going to say when. I'm not going to say how much. But it said that this was like right when Kick kind of started. Not really. They were like, we're going to bot your numbers so that you have a little bit more viewership. It was around this era, right? It was not Tav. Top never managed me. You're not gonna find my management because it was someone who worked with me early on and then came back to me and was like, yo, I'll do this for you if I get a percent. Food management that people don't even know about, who are like, yo, Ron, if you go to Kick right now, we will bot your numbers on Twitch so you can get a...
Everyone's eating. I will be back later. You should have Ron on the stream. I love Ron. I'd be down to have him on the stream. Thank you for the noise gate while chewing. Yeah. You see that? Misophonia chatters. That's what it looks like when you don't have a fucking noise gate, okay? All the misophonia chatters out there that complain. It could be so much fucking worse. Y'all don't know how good you have it, and you still complain. When my noise gate is higher than the industry standard, okay? Nothing comes near it, and you still chirp. You don't know how good you have it is my point, okay? And I say this for everything. Not even just like the lack of noise gate, or having a noise gate or whatever, not even the mouth noises. I mean that for like the reactionary sentiment that you would experience anywhere else on the internet. And then you still feel like this community is not woke enough. You don't know anything, okay? Remember that. You don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Ooh, la, 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 okay? Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Do you want to pave paradise and put up a parking lot? I always say this. It's very... Ooh, la, 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 la. Is he having a stroke? His mouth noises are physically painful from my autistic ass. It always seemed to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone. Pave paradise and put up a parking lot. Ooh. Okay. EP dropping when? I saw Nephew doing moves in the music industry, and I thought, why can't I do that? That's what happened. You should stick to the newsman. Y'all don't want my unlimited potential is out there. All right, we got 10 ounces of straight white teriyaki chicken. Name 5 songs quickly. I can't. Bro does the news 7 days a week. How much more news can y'all want? Like, damn, they do. They do want it. They want it more. If they want 8 days a week, they want news 8 days a week, okay? It's not enough that they get a 7. 7 is not enough. They want more days of the week just so they can fucking get more news. It's messed up. I want more shit like that Elephant Graveyard that was fire. Name 5 musics. I can't name 0. I can name 0 musics. R.I.P. Jokera. Yeah, this is crazy for the record. I saw the NFL fucking posted this, man. That is wild. I mean, that's it makes me sad. I'm not going to say anything, obviously. And I think it's, it's just the best possible thing to do in this situation for content creators going through any situation whatsoever, like in their private lives is you're not privy to it. Whatever they reveal, whatever they choose to reveal is what they choose to reveal, and you shouldn't demand more, I think. But it is kind of crazy that the NFL fucking posted this shit, dude. I mean, that's state of affairs overall, but like kind of aura. Hassan, I'm having a rough day. Can you yell at me and call me a dumbass and make me feel better? No. Sorry, not gonna happen. You're not a dumbass. You're incredible. You're amazing. You're a wonderful being. And your day's gonna get better. How about that? How about them apples, dude? Chad Hoppers said he will play. Yeah, I can't play right now. I have to eat first. And I can't play and eat at the same time. So, what is Jokera? If you don't know, then it's okay not to know. It's better that you didn't know. Don't ask. What is this? Bro, they're doing Nasheed TikTok clips. This is the new meta. And I don't know how I feel about it.
كيت الأراذيل ساموا رسول أهل العزائم القول قول الصوارم كي تسترد المظالم حتى الأراذيل ساموا رسول أهل العزائم القول قول الصوارم كي تسترد المظالم حتى الأراذيل ساموا رسول أهل العزائم.
Nasheeds do go kind of hard, though. I don't know if this is the ISIS one. Why do people think that that's the ISIS? Does ISIS even have Nasheeds? It's not like a narco corrido for the record. It's not. So, it's basketball edits time. What the fuck is this?
She told my baby dance to 3. She looked at me.
No. They have nasheeds, but this isn't it. Emily agrees with you on British food. What is this?
Oh my god. So ass. I'm eating air. Like, you would think that there would be at least some fucking flavor. There's nothing.
When did she go to England? This one went viral. What the fuck? All right. The hilarious decline of Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. We're watching the RM Brown guy again. Yeah, I saw the Tom Brady one. I sent this to Will. This is the first time I saw the Nasheed Saddam Hussein compilations for like sports on Sports Talk, and I instantly sent it to Will because he loves Tom Brady and he didn't know what to make of it. The tweet that lives in my mind is that tweet where someone was like, I used to pray that the fucking Patriots plane crashed every time they traveled. That's how much I hated Tom Brady. He used to pray to God every day that every time the Patriots flew around to travel to play with any other team, that their plane would crash. Not MJ to keep watching? No, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Let's watch Aaron Brown.
Okay. Yeah, these are all blank. Ooh, hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, man?
Hey, excuse me, can I ask you a question real quick? Hey, hold on a second.
You know?
Can I ask you a quick question? Would you like to watch some trash media with me? Oh, you would?
Okay, great, man.
I understand that it was transgressive back in the 1980s when Madonna was doing it, but it's not transgressive anymore. It's actually sort of bizarrely regressive. I love that we live in a society where we're what's supposed to...
Okay, yeah, man, this is a guy who people used to make fun of all the time and then forgot about.
Then everybody forgot. The collective memory.
The collective caring about this guy has rapidly gone the way of the...
toilet.
Okay, all right. But I don't know if you guys agree with this. I like to be fascinated by things. Ooh, that's fascinating, I say. I go, ooh.
Wow.
This came up recommended to me because YouTube knows what I like. What is this? It's Ben Shartino talking about, what the hell is this? Taylor Swift's new album cover. Oh, whoa, I gotta get some insight.
Ooh, I got to get somebody to break that down for me, please.
I have to note that Taylor Swift has a new album cover. I know. We have to give these updates. Apparently, they're more newsworthy than actual news, but I have been told by many sources,
a news thing about it. Okay.
myriad and sundry, that it's very important that we talk about Taylor Swift's new album cover. Here is what Taylor Swift's new album cover looks like.
Okay.
Here is the image.
Put it up there.
By the way, she is so overexposed. My goodness.
Wow.
If you...
I like RM Brown. He's funny, but his like edits, like the sound clips and stuff, just it's not from my taste buds in general. I'm not hating on him at all. I think he's fart. He's funny. He's smart. He's fart. God damn it, dude. I thought I was having a stroke. Sometimes I think things too fast, and then I try to say it as fast as I'm thinking it, and then the words just blend together. It's my mistake.
Search Taylor Swift on Google, which I just did because I'm trying to look up her album cover. There's like actual
you were
Google
searching
graphics
her.
that appear. Bent over at the waist, putting her arms against a wall while wearing a showgirl outfit that's cut up sky high.
Perfect.
Essentially.
Stop looking at that.
All right.
Man. Okay, man. Well, what the hell has this guy been up to?
What the hell has this guy been up to lately?
I've seen a lot of stories that are like, oh no, the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is in big trouble. People aren't interested anymore. Views are down. The company's falling apart. And then this came recommended. I was like, what the hell's going on? With content like this, how is that possible? I think maybe his audience got sick of like, every other video was like, Israel's awesome. And what are they going to do now? They talk about Taylor Swift's album. Her new album cover.
Oh, that'll get some clicks.
Okay, so I'm looking through her old Taylor Swift album covers now. First of all, I have to say, it looks like she's done some facial work because she looked very different in 2006. In any case, Taylor Swift 2006 looks like it's like a normal.
Okay, whoa. That was.
Wait, what? If anything, Taylor Swift does not look like she's done any fucking work. Wait, what? Wow. You mean to tell me that when she was a child, she looked a little different? I can't believe it. How does time work? How does aging work? I don't know. Yeah, Ben's mad she became an adult. Wow, she no longer looks like she did when she was 16. It's fucking ridiculous. But also, she's definitely had work done. Even her fans admit it. Maybe. I mean, a lot of top celebrities have, but I don't know. I don't think she looks like that different. But what's crazy about this video is that his fucking content is dying, okay? Because he cannot rage bait effectively anymore. Rage baiting content has evolved on the right. You need to fucking Sig Heil, Ben. That's it. You can't just do like the Taylor Swift looks like a hussy. Nobody wants to hear that. You need to literally be like, we should put women in work camps. Is also in my backyard. Women should have to have sex with me. Like, that's the kind of shit that like young right-wingers want. Okay, they've moved past this point.
It was harsh. She spit on him. She kind of spit on him there. The audience weighed in on this. What the hell? Quote, it looks like she's done some facial work, unquote. Points to album covers from 20 years ago. You're right. Yeah, 20 years will change how you look to varying degrees. Hey, shut the hell up,
man. You're not in the spirit of the video.
The tortured poets department we start to get into. It was really the last 2 years. We start to get into the sort of like, let me lie on a bed in kind of softcore pornographic fashion.
Hey, whoa. Hey, it's none of our business what you use these album covers for, man. That's private. That's your own private. And
now Life of a Showgirl.
That's your life.
She has multiple album covers, I guess.
Check it out.
One of them is her half underwater.
Okay.
Wearing a showgirl outfit, kind of. Which I don't know why she would wear that in the bath. That seems like not a great way to bathe. And then there's her...
Okay. You know, I mean, good God almighty, is anyone watching this?
Lately, I've been trying to figure out like who Ben Shapiro is still appealing to. Who is this for? Who is this for? His mama? It's like, brother, these are so tame. First of all, if female content creators want to be like sexy, if female artists want to be sexy, then what's it to you? Like, let them fucking do whatever they want to do. Okay? But even then, this is so tame. This is so relatively tame. So trying to whip yourself up into a frenzy about like something that's so incredibly fucking tame, because like these outfits, these looks, these poses, like you could have seen this in the 50s, man. Like this was salacious in the 50s. We're in 2025. Like none of this is that crazy or shocking. Like he's trying to make WAP happen again. That's what it feels like to me. And he doesn't realize that a big part of the reason why WAP happened is because like it was against black women, and you can't make WAP happen against Taylor Swift. If anything, you'll get whopped in the process. He's referencing 20s flapper fashion, so it's not even the 50s, it's the 20s. Jesus Christ.
Good God, all Christ. Who's left watching this?
He does still seem to get some views. In the law of news, which is views equals news, it is technically news, those videos, but who the hell is watching this?
Which I don't know why she would wear that in the bath. It seems like not a great way to bathe. And then there's her bending up.
I mean, yeah, man, this does border on the sad, you know? It does seem like this company's kind of falling apart, the Daily Wire. I remember reading an article like years ago that was like, oh, they're going to make $100 bazillion with all their subscribers, and they're going to make movies and all this. And now everybody's like, that sucks. But I do think this could work. Like this right here, this could be the future. If this guy did some kind of like clickbait thing, like a total dweeb looks at album covers for the first time or something like that, you could do something like this. Here we go. Here we go. This is a pilot for the new show right here. You go. Hold on, let me get the voice.
What is this? What the hell is this?
What the hell is this? A banana? I can't even eat that. Or so, there you go, something like that.
Oh no. Oh no.
Why would that baby be trying to get money in the water? Babies don't need money, you know, something like that. You know, here's another one. You know?
Hey, get out of the street, you know.
Hey, get out of the street. You morons, are you gonna get hit by a car? You know, this kind of thing. A dweeb discovering album covers for the first time.
Legitimately, who is the audience for this? It just,
I think
just
it's
ridiculous.
You,
He looks like an idiot. Okay. I will say that, as I pointed out before, my understanding is the male cheerleading did not involve effeminate gyrations by men, typically.
Okay.
It typically involved either like rah-rahing or actually physically picking up.
Wait, Ben Shapiro is talking about the integrity of male cheerleading? Okay. All right. Give it to me. I have to see it. I have to see the OG. I have to see the OG. Ben Shapiro molds at fucking male cheerleaders. Oh, come on. I have to see that. For good times, for old time's sake. Michael Knowles covered it. 78,000 views. Not working. Back to bullshit. NFL faces fan fury over male cheerleaders and end racism campaign. Also 55K views. Shit's not working. Goddamn. Is this what counts as progress now?
Minnesota Vikings cheerleader who is a flamingly gay man. Like, why is he doing the female moves? Why is this like...
Dog, I'm sorry, but the fucking moment that you find yourself this predisposed with cheerleading, you are doing something, in my opinion, that is gayer than sucking a penis. Okay? Like, how are you sitting at your fucking studio going, this is not how cheerleading is supposed to be. It's far too gay. It's like, bro, you're talking about cheerleading. You're talking about cheerleading. You're doing critique over cheerleading. Like, come on.
He looks like an idiot. I'm sorry. He looks like a complete ridiculous moron. He's dancing around and swiveling his hips, and you know, it doesn't have the same impact when it's a dude as when it is a lady. Now, again, as a conservative, I'm not a big fan of the female cheerleaders on the sideline either, because I just think that it's become sort of a glorified stripper pole thing. But having a dude do it is ridiculous, like laughably ridiculous. It's like Bugs Bunny putting on a dress.
He likes it. Look at him. This is ridiculous what it's doing to my penis. Someone make this stop.
And lipstick and dancing around out there. And we're supposed to believe that this is sort of liberating. Who is the audience for this? It just ridiculous. Looks like an idiot. Okay. My understanding is that male cheerleading did not involve effeminate gyrations by men, typically. It typically involved either like rah-rahing or actually physically picking up ladies and throwing them in the air. Minnesota Vikings cheerleader who is a flamingly gay man.
Conservatives are so funny because, like, they have won everything. They won the election. They won the argument that, like, nobody gives a shit about institutional preservation anymore. And they're using that victory to do, like, whatever the fuck they want to do. So guys like this have to invent new things to get mad at. In the process of inventing new things to get mad at, they become, like, increasingly dumber with their focus. As their focus narrows, their arguments get even dumber than before. Like, what do you mean the integrity of cheerleading? Like, who cares, man? It's a fucking dance performance. What are you doing? What are you saying? And it's always some shit that if you were to have like a sincere conversation with this person in private, they would be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about this. Like women's sports. I don't even need to hypothesize a separate analogy or an example here, because it literally already happened. They kept talking about how much they cared about the integrity of women's sports. And then the WNBA started popping off a little bit. And then they started throwing dildos on the fucking court at the players because they were like, oh, God forbid some shit is gaining. God forbid some women's sports is actually gaining some attention, you know? What happened? I thought you cared about the integrity and the importance of women's sports. That's why you wanted to dunk on trans people, right? They were like, no, trans women. They never cared. That was the whole point. It's just a bunch of shit that they are actively trying to pay attention to get themselves mad at. My dad is a super conservative and he's literally a cheerleader at the college level, Lamau. Yeah. I mean, male cheerleading is hard as fuck, by the way. I mean, cheerleading in general is hard as fuck, not just male cheerleading. Cheerleading is a constant demonstration of feats of strength. What is this? You were out-dripped as a pro-Palestine protester? In some fucking drip. My goat, Susan Sarandon, joined the Palestine Solidarity activists.
Is their right in a democracy, especially in a place of education? Especially in a place of
Do you know that cheerleader? Oh, this is George W. Bush, right? Yep, there it is. GW. God, he just looks stupid even back then. You can just kind of tell there was something wrong with his brain. It's just dookie. Zoran's campaign is forcing Cuomo to position himself as the enemy of fun. Fund the police, but great scavenger hunts. No class, free pizza for all seniors. Yeah. All right, let's do the Israel and movies by GDF.
The first award presented at the 50th Academy Awards was for Best Supporting Actress. The 1977 film Julia, starring Jane Fonda, had
This is a tricky one because I feel like sometimes it's just that, like, you got writers that are actively just like showing something that's like related to Judaism or whatever, and then people will be like, see, they're always promoting Israel. And it's like it literally snaps into anti-Semitism so quick. But whenever you see like a mention of Krav Maga randomly, or a mention of like flying to Israel, I'm going to Tel Aviv, it's like, wait, what? And it's always some fucking minutia. It's always like something that you did not have to fly to Tel Aviv over, you know? It's just like you just added that in there for no fucking reason.
overall 11 nominations, including for Best Picture, Best Director, and Fonda was herself nominated for Best Actress. She didn't win, but her co-star Dame Vanessa Redgrave took home the award for Best Supporting Actress. It was a whirlwind year for Redgrave. While Julia was warmly received, another film she was in that year drew a very different reaction. It was a documentary she produced herself called The Palestinian. Filmed amid the civil war in Lebanon, Redgrave travels to the Palestinian refugee camps in the country and speaks to Palestinian politicians, refugees, and fighters. She interviewed Yasser Arafat, leader of the Palestine Liberation Organization, giving him ample time to articulate the Palestinian cause. For her film, Redgrave was the target of a sabotage and harassment campaign by the Jewish Defense League, led by Meir Kahane. JDL members picketed theaters that played the film and even released mice into at least one of them. Another theater was bombed.
Oh my God. Bro, what the fuck? Why are pro-Israel people like this? Bro, they did this at UCLA. I mean, JDL is like a actual active domestic terror organization, and it was branded as such from the American State Department and also the Israeli intelligence community as well. They've since taken them off that terror designation. Biden did that. Shouts out to fucking old Brandon. Okay. But it's crazy that like this is something that pro-Israel motherfuckers did at UCLA campus where they like tried to release lab rats. I mean, that's crazy, man. That's like biblical plague shit. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Which took place after the Oscars. When Redgrave arrived at the Oscars, she saw her likeness hanged in effigy by JDL members who apparently lit it on fire. Police reportedly told her a local JDL leader offered $500 for the ear of the Nazi. I made this film because I believe the Palestinian people have been denied the right to be heard, Redgrave said in defense of her movie.
And I salute you, and I pay tribute to you, and I think you should be very proud.
1 second, I'm downloading Peak.
That
you
in the
fucking
last
pieces
few
of
weeks,
shit.
you've stood firm. And you...
I'm downloading Peak. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Play a video game, play a video game, play a video game. And then all of you motherfuckers are going to leave too right after I start fucking playing. It's not bullying words. It's just like, I've been meaning to play, and I was going to play tomorrow. Okay? I was already going to play tomorrow. I'm just going to watch this video while I download it and shit, though. Okay? So shut the fuck up.
You have refused to be intimidated by the threats of a small bunch of Zionist hoodlums whose behavior is an insult to the stature of Jews.
Yeah. By the way, classic. Very clear, very deliberate, very much not anti-Semitic. Okay, that's exactly what these guys are, JDL. But of course, I'm sure that people reflected on this to be like, well, this is some real significant anti-Semitism.
It's all over the world, and to their great...
Oh, she says Zionist, but she meant Jew.
...and heroic record of struggle...
Chat, if it dips below 20K, I will come to your homes. That's right. Pixie B. You tell them.
...against fascism and oppression.
Her words, Zionist hoodlums, referring directly to the JDL. Years later, she wept, remembering the Oscar speech. The Academy president, Howard Koch, said that after the ceremony, I felt sorry for Vanessa. At the party afterward, she was sitting all alone with just her 2 bodyguards. No one would sit with her, and here it was her big night. Henry Ehrlich, the publicist assigned to escort Redgrave, wrote to the Los Angeles Times explaining how he confronted her. As a film industry publicist, I was assigned to escort Vanessa Redgrave to the various press and media gathered on the 4th floor at the Music Center. I turned to her and congratulated her for the award, and I also made a very simple but direct statement. I have been an ardent Zionist and supporter of Israel for more than 30 years. I do not consider myself a hoodlum. It was...
Oh, always, dude. Always the same method. Always the same fucking method. It's just like, first of all, okay, she ain't even talking about you, little bro. You're the one who is taking ownership over this. She's talking about a literal fucking terrorist organization that is like actively trying to cause harm to her in the process of defending an apartheid state that is actively causing harm to all Palestinians. It's just double fucked. This is what I mean. It's just like placing Westerners' feelings over like the actual impact, the actual things that are taking place is so fucking annoying. What? Yes. Shut the fuck up. We're going to watch this.
Statement,
We're going to watch this video
first. The
first.
charges of anti-Semitism were especially unfair considering David Lehrer, longtime director of the Anti-Defamation League for the West Coast, later called the JDL thugs and hooligans. Apparently, not a single Hollywood star came out in defense of Redgrave. One would think her Julia co-star Jane Fonda, famously photographed with North Vietnamese troops atop an anti-aircraft gun, would show her support. Instead, she publicly criticized her for years.
Yeah, Jane Fonda herself is like kind of shitty on this, which is crazy because, like, you know, this is an insane moment. Like, this is something that has never happened in American history. Like, Jane Fonda going to Vietnam and sitting atop an anti-aircraft battery system in the hands of the North Vietnamese Liberation Front is perhaps one of the most major acts of anti-imperialism that has ever come from Hollywood, the Hollywood elite. And people wanted to kill her. Okay? This is not lib shit. Shut the fuck up. This is not lib shit at all. Okay? This is what do you mean lib shit? She did take it back later, said her action was caused by ignorance. I don't know about the brainwash part, but it doesn't matter. She did it at the time. Okay? Some people also wanted to kill for her. No, that's not Jane Fonda. That's a different person. You're thinking of Jodie Foster. You're mixing up your white ladies. Anyway, but it was just so crazy for someone who went to this length to still at that moment not want to say a thing about Israel's ongoing occupation and apartheid structure.
In 1980, she traveled to an IDF outpost.
Yeah, I know. I read the article about her fucking criticizing the PLO
in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights of Syria, and gave an interview to the Israeli Maariv, where she denounced Redgrave's views as crazy. In fact, in December 1982, following Israel's invasion of Lebanon, the siege of Beirut, the Sabra and Shatila massacres, and with the ongoing occupation of southern Lebanon, Fonda declared her unqualified support of Israel. She condemned the double standard which has been applied to Israel over the war in Lebanon, and said she attributed this in part to anti-Semitism, as well to the tendency of many...
Yeah, it's just, there is a double standard with Israel. It's just not in the direction that you think, okay? It's so crazy that, like, normal ass people with progressive opinions, when it comes to Israel, like Hollywood celebrities and shit, right? Who will actively go out and like protest when it comes to domestic issues, who are anti-war across the board, who will do something as bold, as radical, as brave, as actively aiding and abetting the enemy, okay? because the enemy in that circumstance is obviously people defending their own fucking territorial homeland in Vietnam, will then turn around and sound like the Israeli state officials. Like, these are things that you have heard yesterday, the day prior, every single day since October 7th, if that's the first time you started tuning into this shit. And yet these talking points have not really been updated since like 1953, okay? Since people started paying attention to what the fuck was going on. Why do you sound like a government mouthpiece? Why do you sound like a mouthpiece for the state of Israel? You're fucking Jane Fonda. You're like, at most, you should be like, I don't know what's going on. People, you know, I don't think you should be able to kill people, you know?
Individuals to have knee-jerk reactions on behalf of third world nations. Israel, she said, is surrounded by a sea of fanaticism. These countries are against women, against democracy, and every right we hold dear.
And they're anti-Semitic. Oh my God. The talking points have not been updated at all, bro. That has to be racism, right? Okay. Well, the Vietnamese are Asian. They're not white either. They also received a fuck ton of Orientalism at the time. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the only updated talking point from this is basically they added homophobic on top of these countries are against women, against democracy, and every right we hold dear.
And they're anti-Semitic. In any case, despite her being celebrated for her fraternizing with North Vietnamese troops, she later said she made a huge mistake that made a lot of people think I was against the soldiers. Needless to say, Redgrave's documentary was completely out of the realm of possibility for any major studio. When you think of big-budget films and their depictions of the Palestine conflict, or Arabs and Muslims generally, what do you imagine? Do they contain Palestinian leaders explaining at length their cause and why they fight? Are they humanized or dehumanized? That Redgrave was completely alone at the after-party after winning Best Supporting Actress is telling. It appears to illustrate a near-unanimous condemnation of, or at least a fear to speak out in support of, Redgrave's sentiment. A sentiment born out of her Palestine activism and subsequent harassment. Why did nobody in Hollywood come to her defense? We're all well aware of how small the number of pro-Palestine voices there are in the industry, the consequences that people face for speaking out, and the bias in movies that have long been pro-Israel and outright propagandistic. Indeed, some films have been made with the express purpose of serving as propaganda, which we'll see shortly. The Israeli government has provided assistance to a number of big-budget films, some that have had a lasting impact. When the Palestine conflict is covered, Israelis are typically victims, and even when they commit excesses, it's for the greater good in the end.
Oh, yeah.
The ends justify the means.
You had to do it, man. You had to.
The Palestinians, on the other hand, fight without moral principles, are unreasonable, impractical, and bloodthirsty. Films have shaped how Americans view Palestinians, Arabs.
What sucks is like Munich is such a good movie. That's the other side of it. Like, it's so, like, just if it's not about real events, if you pulled yourself out of it and you didn't consider it to be like a key fixture of propaganda, it's an incredible, I think it's a great movie.
Muslims, terrorism, and the U.S.-Israel relationship. It seems clear that the image of Israel as a strategic asset of the United States was at least in part manufactured by Hollywood with the active assistance of the Israeli government. That might sound like a conspiracy theory, but it is well documented. Particularly in Hollywood and Israel, A History, by Tony Shaw of the University of Hertfordshire and Israeli historian Giora Good.
I've heard it's an incredible movie, and it was very controversial by pro-Israel groups who thought it was equating, but it was still, no, it was, of course it was still very much pro-Israel. It's crazy to see it as anything but. The only like moderate redeemable aspects of it is that like there is like one moment where I think it's a Palestinian that's like, is it a Palestinian where there's like a conversation I remember taking place between like a Palestinian operative and a Mossad operative, And the dude is basically like, of course we're going to fight. Like, what do you mean? That's it. That was it. He said, of course we're going to fight. We ready, bruh? All right, fuck it. I'm not going to finish this video now. I'm going to go play Peak and then I'll finish it afterwards, okay?
Damn, this guy's good.